Hello and welcome to Simple Session, partnered by Lion and GoPro here on Red Bull TV. My name is Christian Stevenson. I'm your host, joined by pro skateboarder Corbin Harris.
How you doing?
We are moments away from the BMX final here in Tallinn, Estonia. If you're not sure where that is, well, we're going to show you on a big old map of the earth, man. Look after it is our last one. Don't believe interstellar. As we come in, we are west of Russia, south of Finland. We're the northern of the Baltic states of Lithuania and Latvia. And there it is, the brand new Tonti Raba Arena. And what a beast of a course we're gonna unleash these BMXers momentarily upon. So many rad obstacles, so many rad rails and transitions. It is going to be a phenomenal final. Now, earlier today, we had the skateboarding final, and a 15-year-old from France annihilated the competition. Robin Bolian went fast and took chances with some maneuvers well beyond his years. He was one of the crowd favorites and easily the judge's favorite. He got to squirt champagne on everybody, but he wasn't able to drink it. Now, we've got 24 of the world's best BMXers about to hit that course. Corbin, you've watched the practice, you've watched the qualification, you've had a chance to actually go out there and skate the course. What are you looking forward to?
You know what, I'm looking forward to these guys just going for it and basically trying new things. I watched every single heat yesterday. We were here until like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. It was unbelievable. Drew Bazanzin, he is doing new tricks, doing cavemans off railings into vert walls. Also, we've got Nick Bruce. I mean, there's so many riders out there. It's going to be an unbelievable final.
Now, speaking of Drew Bazanzin, we sent him out with our camera crews, with another top athlete, Pat Casey, onto the streets of Tallinn to check out the city that is hosting Simple Session 15.
Estonia has always been special to me. I've been here 4 times, and every time I've been here, I've been able to win the contest. So I just want to keep coming back and trying to put on the best show that I can. Definitely as I get older and you have the new generation coming in, as I was once, you have guys like Pat Casey nipping at your heels all the time. They're doing stuff that I never thought was possible.
I think it's pretty obvious that Drew is like, you think he's won it 4 times, so he's definitely a good contender to win this contest. He's just an amazing rider. Everything he does on a bike is just like, amazes me.
I definitely put a little pressure on myself coming back and have never lost at this contest. But at the same time, like, it's all about having fun, and that's how I've done so well in the past. It's good pressure because with this contest, like, if there's tricks that I've had in mind that I want to do, like, this gives me the perfect stage to do it at.
Coming to Simple Session, you definitely know there's going to be like new tricks from anyone. It's really amazing how much BMX progresses. I definitely like to do good this year, and I think in any contest, just I'm competitive as well against myself.
Getting a 5th win here would be unreal. Like, if you break it down, this is the 15th Simple Session. If I'm able to win this year, I've been able to win 1/3 of the Simple Sessions that there ever been, and this is the contest that everybody watches, everyone looks forward to every year. So that would be a huge personal accomplishment on myself. I don't know, I'm definitely going for it.
Both of those athletes have qualified for the final. Let's have a look at the rest of the field. We'll get that graphic up right now. Tell you what, Drew is going to be a force to be reckoned with. So,
I mean, both of those guys are unbelievable.
So Kevin Peraza, definitely one of the top guys. Devin Smiley, Nick Bruce, some great athletes in there. Larry Egger. And those are your top guys there.
Pat Casey in there as well. Stevie Churchill. There are so many big names. Colton Walker as well.
As we get down to the guys who just kind of squeaked in, you got
Chris Kyle down there.
Chris Kyle was doing some incredible stuff during practice and his qualification. Bruno Hoffman out of Germany. It's a smorgasbord of incredible BMX talent. But let's go with the top qualifiers and get through them. And the man to beat from Canada, Drew Bezanson.
Yeah, this guy is really unstoppable. He's been here 4 times. He's won all of those 4 times. Transworld Ride BMX magazine call him an unstoppable force. And after watching look at that right now. After watching qualifying, he is out of control.
All right, so next up we got Larry Edgar out of California in the US of A. This guy loves to go big. Crowd favorite, judge favorite, and yeah, look at that. A flare on a bank. That is just ridiculous.
Kevin Perazza, unbelievable. He won in 2013. 2014, he crashed in the finals trying a front flip. Qualified 5th going into this one. He is going to be hungrier than ever.
Now, this is one of my favorites, Nick Bruce. He likes to go big, gets technical with the big tricks, but he slots them all in. Bang, bang, bang. He doesn't set himself up. He annihilates that course. He goes like on a search and destroy mission. Is why that guy has qualified into 6th place. Now, let's have a look at this course, because it is a beast. Talk us through what Nate Wessel and his crew have built us, Corbin.
I mean, this is just a monstrosity. Look at this thing. Huge vert walls, box jumps. There's a street area up there, that end that we're just panning over. Another box jump on the left-hand side. There is so much stuff here to ride. It's crazy. You know, skateboarders and BMXers, everyone's having a good time. I really feel like it lays out for the BMXers a little more.
Yeah, well, you're going to see a lot bigger tricks go down here on the course. Now, we sent our pro BMX commentator, Sebastian Keep, out on the course to do some follow cam with the man to beat, Drew Bezanson.
Hello, I'm Sebastian Keep.
And I'm Drew Bezanson, and this is your GoPro course preview. Check it out. We're gonna drop in on the quarter in the corner, over the little step down box, over another little box jump with the satellite in the middle, over the step up. A lot of nose bonk tricks gonna happen there. This is the rail section. Cruising on down, got the crazy centerpiece that Nate Wessel designed. We have the vert wall where you're gonna be getting most of your speed for the box jump. This is the box jump where you're gonna see most of your big aerial tricks. And then we roll up into all kinds of crazy designs. Another little bowl corner, jump back down into the quarter. We're gonna cruise over the box jump backwards and go back over to where we started. This is one of the most creative courses we've seen to date. Lots of crazy obstacles. It's going to be interesting to see how everybody takes it and rides the obstacles, and it's going to be a good finals.
The crowd's pumped, I'm pumped. Drew Bezanson's going to be out there with 23 other world-class riders. Now, these tricks, they happen so quick, and especially with the technical stuff, the street tricks, it's kind of hard to grasp what's happening, you know, with the bike, with the bar spins. So we're going to go through 2 aspects of BMX riding, starting with the Italian rider, Simone Baracco. He's doing the X-up. Watch it. So his arms go into the X-up position. Now he's coming out the hard way, a much harder 180 after the peg grind, but he's landing fakie. To land fakie in a contest run is so difficult because of course you're steering with that front wheel, not that back wheel. There's the X-up, there's the hard way 180 out, coming out fakie. Now Simone he did qualify, but due to a groin pull, sadly, we're not gonna see him in the final. And we all know groin pulls suck.
Not good at all. Up next, in the transition side of things, we have Gary Young. He is a seasoned vet, isn't he, whatsoever? This guy going right now for the tail whip channel gap. He's brakeless, mind you, going for this. kicking it out with his right foot. He's waiting for the pedals to come right around. Check out this. Kicking it out with his right foot. He's waiting for it to come right around. He's looking for the pedals again. He wants to land up the transition, so he's getting a lot of speed to go hit that box jump, which is before him really quickly.
Now, what's crazy is he has taken his brakes off his bike, and I spoke to Matt Hoffman, who's pretty much, perceived as the godfather of BMX, and Matt Hoffman took his brakes off at one of the earlier X Games. I was like, what are you thinking? You just come off knee surgery, you've taken your brakes off, you actually need them more than anybody. He's like, you know what? It makes me be more on point. I can't mess up. Because when you're going big, there is no margin for error. You have to land your trick. And that is one of the things the judges are going to be looking for. What else are the judges looking for, Corbin?
The judges are looking for height, flow around the course, the use of course. If the guys fall off and crash, that is a huge one. You want to try and make your runs. That's what you want to do. You want to try and have it all. You also want to do new lines. And like last night, Bazarian, all these guys, they want to do new stuff. Caveman jumping off the roof, whatever it may be. You want these guys to be doing new stuff, and that's what they're looking for. Drew is one of those guys that can pull a rabbit out of the hat like that.
Yeah, mixing up the street with the transition work. And it's a combination. You have to link those tricks together and not fall off the bike. So how does the contest format work?
So it's pretty easy. There's 5 judges. There's 2 runs. After the second run, they're able to have another trick. They might have 2 or 3 goes at it just to up the score and up the ante. Also, it's the points awarded is 65 to 100. That's pretty simple. That's how it's going to go down.
There you go. Now, we sent Sebastian Keep backstage. He's actually right there now, and he's hooked up with Ryan Nyquist, who's easily the most seasoned professional here to talk about the tech and the bike.
We are here with Ryan Nyquist, one of our finalists today. Ryan, can you talk us through what kind of bike it takes to be able to ride in a final like this?
Yeah, well, this is my bike. It's a Haro brand, and my bike is it's fully loaded. It has pretty much every part you could possibly want for a bike, and they all get used. I mean, everything from, I have 4 pegs. These are the pegs down here, and they're kind of like little bars that come off the axle of the bike or the wheels. And you use these anything from standing on, doing balancing tricks to, stalling on the edge of a ramp or going down a handrail. So those come in handy for these kind of contests because there's all kinds of obstacles. So I like just having everything I could possibly do out there, because if something comes up, like Simple Session has these really unique courses, you never know what's going to be out there. Another thing that's pretty unique for my bike is I have like a really high seat post, and a lot of guys, they'll slam it really far down. For me, this suits my style riding. I've always been able to pinch with my knees on the seat and being able to take my hands off, or throwing the bars around, or during flips, just doing stuff like that. And so the high seat post for me, it's just what I'm used to. But like literally, it's just preference. Like everybody sets their bike up differently, so this is what works for me.
We've noticed that you're the oldest rider in our finals. Yeah. You've got the most experience. Does that help?
Yeah, I feel like that's one of my biggest assets is having that experience through the years of being in that pressure situation. And when they point at you and it's your final run and you have to pull your run, like it's a ton of pressure. So for me, I've been in that situation and I know how to handle it, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I notice a lot of younger riders, they'll be in that situation. It's really hard to handle. Like it's all eyes on you, and a lot of people just can't handle it. And for me, I feel like that's a huge advantage for me, is being able to handle that.
Yeah, you're definitely calm under pressure. Ryan, thanks a lot. Good luck today. We look forward to seeing you shred out there.
Thanks, man.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Sebastian Keep and Ryan Nyquist. Definitely a seasoned professional that knows how to handle the pressure. I've been watching that guy in contests, the late 90s at the X Games, events in the UK, all over the US. He's ridden more contests than anybody here, man.
He's been through it all.
He's been through it all, and he knows how to put down a really good contest, consistent run. Now, we've got some incredible technology for you guys. It's called the Red Bull TV Event Analyzer, and what this allows you guys to do is to look back at any of the runs. Like if you miss any action, there it is. You can watch it again on our Event Analyzer. There's a on the bottom left corner, there's a little menu there so you can check out what you want to watch, your favorite runs, the biggest tricks, the best moments. Just use that menu on the bottom corner to choose your favorite skater. And then the coolest thing about it is there's that timeline. So we've actually marked out some of the best bits for you. We make it easy. And then you can share those runs, those tricks, those slams up on your social media. Okay. Don't touch that now, man, because we've got the BMX final. I got them all I'm trying to sell it to them. Don't touch it, because we're gonna do
Not
the
yet.
BMX finals. Let's do it. Let's go with the predictions. Corbin, what do you think?
All right, I went to Sebastian Keep for my predictions. I was trying to get
Wise.
some intel, you know? Being a skateboarder and all, I went, had a chat with him. He thinks Alex Colburn, the reason why, he's one of those guys that has so many tricks. He's absolutely got everything at all, and on every obstacle, he can really put it together. So he's one to look out for sure. Also, Drew Bezanson, you know what? He's one of my favorites, especially after last night in the qualifying. It's so good to watch. And you know, probably the most decorated athlete out there in medals in history would be Nyquist for sure. There's a young field, and I like Nyquist.
He likes to store him in his bathroom, and he can't even get in there sometimes. Just kidding, made that up myself. The ones I'm looking at, Devin Smiley, Nick Bruce, Larry Edgar, Gary Young, the Americans, and Kevin Peraza from Arizona. You know, I think he's Duran. He's hungry like a wolf to get back in there because, you know, he qualified first last year, took that slam on the front flip, you know. Now, listen, we have got Sebastian Keep heading over to the commentary booth now to be joining our man in the box, Tim Warwood. BMX Finals Simple Session 2015 is on its way. Don't go anywhere.
Thank you, Christian. Yes, Tim Warwood and Sebastian Keep, the man himself, in the commentary booth with me to take me through everything two wheels and BMXery. Baz, this is Simple Session. It's the big one, isn't it?
The 15th anniversary, it's a huge one, Tim. I can't wait.
All right, well, let's take a look at the lineup then. Let's see who we're looking at. We've got 24 riders from 10 different countries, 2 runs, both run that counts. Chris Kyle there for me is the name that sticks out, as well as Bruno Hoffman.
You're forgetting Alex Kennedy.
Yeah.
Alex Kennedy is so good under pressure. He's got all the technical street tricks, but also Stevie Churchill.
Yeah, Colton Walker had an outstanding qualifying, came out firing. Gary Young, Pat Casey, Maxime Chavron had a good showing at Rebel Jam in London last year. And then into the
stacked heat.
Stacked heat, and then going into the business end here, Alex Colburn, Devin Smiley, Nick Bruce, Nyquist Varga, and Drew Bezanson topping up. He will be last in. He was our first place qualifier. A word of note in case you're not across it, an injury to Simone Barraco means he will sit out this finals. So we are welcoming the Russian Andreev Kostya. Kostya Andreev, he'll be first in, and well, it looks like it's going to be good, Baz.
I'm really looking forward to seeing Ryan Nyquist. He's 36 years old. He's the oldest in this contest. He's been here twice before. He's won twice.
Yeah.
It's his third time here. He's looking for a clean record. He's never lost a simple session. And yeah, let's see what he's got. And also some of the street guys. It's a different contest. You've got the street guys up against the park guys.
Well, let's talk about that very quickly, because, you know, this course, it's set up, but it's trying to basically appease lots of different riders. You've got this section on the right-hand side that's more of perhaps a street setup with your rails and your stairs, your ledges, and then you've got the bigger transitions, the jump box there on the left. How on earth, as a judge, do you judge a street rider versus, say, a transition rider?
Whoever takes the win, Tim, is going to be a well-rounded rider for sure. They're going to have to be able to ride every part of this course, that's for sure.
All right. Well, the riders will be running in heats. As we've said, 2 runs, best run counts. I think at the moment it's safe to say sit back, relax, and enjoy everything on offer here, live from Estonia. It promises to be absolutely epic. Certainly if the practice and best trick little jam session we saw just before we came live is anything to go by, I think we can expect some pretty good riding, to say the least. He's chilling out. He's having a good time down there, look. It's a little bit like Leonardo DiCaprio, that guy, doesn't it? All right, then. Coming out of St. Petersburg, 22 years of age, Kostya Andreev. He probably wouldn't have known that he was riding this contest until about an hour ago, so he's had to gather his thoughts a little bit. And here he goes.
He's dropping in. Oh, nice truck to no-hander.
Started things off nicely.
Huge tuck no-handed 3 backwards over that box jump. Big 360 tail whip to bar to no-hander.
Getting loads in there.
Racking them in. Great start to his run.
He's got a smile on his face, worth noting.
He can't believe he's in the finals.
Can't believe he's having this run.
Wow. Heading towards the box jump. 360 double bar spin. He's spinning 360 degrees there and spinning the handlebars around twice.
Seems to be getting 2 tricks in on every jump here. Oh, he's just dropped the flare. Tiny flare on that. Such a small transition.
So hard to land on those small channels. 540 bar. So much ability.
There we go. Well, got to put your hands together. What a start for the Russian.
Great start.
Just 22 years of age. That's his first run. It's a jam session format, so these riders will just get to get out there. And next in will be the Norwegian, the powerhouse. He's got arms as big as my legs, this guy. Ola Selsjord.
Ola did a 1080 in qualifying, Tim, and a 900. It was unreal.
And he started with a flare drop in last time, I think. Yeah, he's going again.
Boom.
He's in.
Big 360 tail to bar spin, up the step up.
Lots of tricks happening.
He's got a lot of speed. Where's he going? Back up to the vert wall. Heading towards the box jump. 720.
That's 2 full rotations, moms and dads.
270 no-handed to bar spin.
Crowd here in the Trondebar Arena being treated to a nice little masterclass so far. Oh!
360 to flat. Truck to flat, I'm sorry. No brakes on his bike.
Yeah. Why is he rocking no brakes then? Style thing?
It makes a lot of things easier, but it also looks better. The bike looks a lot better.
Aesthetics.
Yeah.
And if you're looking better, you're feeling better. That's the general rule of thumb, isn't it? In any sport out there.
Yep.
Well, he's had his minute, and he's absolutely going for it!
Wow. 900 at the end of his run. That was amazing.
On the takeoff of that jump box there. Good run from the Norwegian.
Finished with a banger. That was amazing. Spinning, that was a 720 plus a 180. Huge.
2.5 rotations if you want to get your protractors out. If you are new to the sport of BMX, then we'll do our best to talk you through it and explain exactly what you're seeing and what you're witnessing here.
Michael Brand's got a big trick bag. Heading towards the box jump. Oh! That was a 360 bike flip to late tail whip. I can't even begin to try and explain this one, but I'll try. He's spinning 360 degrees, flipping the bike over, making it do a backflip while he holds onto the grip. Late tail whip.
My goodness.
Goes right over ice, lands foo-for-noo.
It's landing with your wheel. Just tapping on the rail. Huge 360.
Big 360 tabletop where you lay the bike flat to look like a tabletop. Transfer.
Well, we've seen a heavy heat for this first heat of the finals here at Simple Session 15.
Michael's girlfriend's in the crowd watching, cheering him on. They've come a long way.
So that's time for him then.
He'll be bummed he didn't pull the first trick, but he
Yeah.
did take a big gamble there to try that first out.
All right, coming out of the UK, out of Scotland, 23 years of age, Chris Kyle.
Chris Kyle, the man of the moment. He lives in the skate park, Tim.
Wakes up every morning and before he even has his breakfast, he rocks out a flare or four.
Unit 23 skate park. He owns it.
Such a stylish rider, isn't he?
It's going to be hard to commentate this run. He's got so many tricks. Packs everything in. He's going for the big wall ride. Oh, big wall ride to flat.
Huge.
Nice flat spin. Crowd loving him. Oh, just getting bucked on that double peg to 180.
Well, rocking that wall ride, needed so much speed to transfer from that quarter pipe right up to the top there. Would have taken it out of him.
He's got 15 seconds. Come on, Chris. Oh, nice fast pump in the back rail. Yes,
There's
nice
the
double
180,
peg to hard way.
Your teammate, of course, for Red Bull. Good run from him.
Good run, Chris. He'll want to do better on his second run, but it was a good run.
All right. All right, back to the top then. Kostya, Andreev, jam format for these boys. So throughout their allotted time, they ride together. It helps to push the progression of the sport. They feed off each other's energy out there. Sure, it's a contest. Sure, they're out there battling each other, but they are friends, aren't they?
It's nice to ride with your friends in a sort of jam format. You get to cheer them on and, you know, work with each other to land the things you want to land.
He's riding with a smile on his face, this boy. I like this guy.
That's a truck driver the wrong way over the box jump. Heading back towards the right way. 360 double tail whip to bar spin. That's 360 degrees turn with two tail whips with a bar spin at the end. A lot going on, Tim.
A lot going on. A lot to go wrong, more like.
Too much. Double tail whip on the hip. He's loving it.
Is he loving it or is he grimacing? Can't tell if he's loving it. Big no-hander. Always looks nice.
540 bar spin, landing backwards and then having to revert out. That's always a gamble to throw down in a contest. Judges will love that. Nice little barrel roll to finish.
I tell you, for me, he's been the standout rider in this heat so far.
That was an
Considering
amazing
he's
run.
come in as a wild card. He's replaced Simone Barrico.
Wow, he'll be happy with that.
He'll be pumped with that.
This is only the first group, Tim. Can you imagine what it's going to be like when we get to the end?
Oh my goodness.
Ola Selsjord coming in for his second run. What's he got? He's got some big tricks, this guy. Not afraid to throw a 1080. Where is he going?
He's not afraid. See that flare drop in to start things off for the big Norwegian.
He wants that flare drop in again.
The man Viking. He's probably just going to grab a woman out of the crowd and take her home with him back to Norway once he's finished. That's what the Vikings did.
I know.
Here he goes. Boom!
Oh! That's a backflip bunny hop into the quarter pipe. That is so hard. It takes so much strength to wrench one of those round.
Oh!
720 bar spin. That's two 360s with a bar spin in.
Really stepping it up.
These tricks are really hard to throw down in the contest. 360 bar spin to tuck no hander.
Oh, looked like he was going that again. Couldn't quite get his hands far enough away from the bars.
He's running out of energy. It's tiring out there. Halfway through your run, you start to lose breath.
Lactic acid builds up in your muscles.
He's heading back in though. Nice barrel roll down that step down. This is where you flip but sort of carve sideways. I think he's going to finish with a 900, Tim. What do you think?
I think so.
Oh, it's a flare bar spin.
Flare bar spin to
Wow.
end things off.
He's still going.
He's getting his money's worth. The Norwegian kroner is strong against the euro. He's getting as many tricks in as he can. Good work. Another good run. What a heat. This is heat 1 of 6 that we're seeing here at Simple Session. He gets the fist bump of enough respect from Chris Carlu. If I'm honest, looked a little bit worried there in his face. Or is that just Chris's look? Michael Barron on course then from the Czech Republic. Oh, huge transfer. And again.
Got a lot of speed on the course. Judges will be liking this. Double bar spin up, step up. Foot jam on the back rail, that's cool. Oh,
hello.
Dropping.
Tell you what, he's got brain thought speed here of a Formula One car driver. Happening so fast. Still 20 seconds left on the clock for him. Oh, big flare, almost like a step up there.
Super difficult that, because he was going against him, so he was going like the opposite way, which is kind of like kicking a football with your left foot.
Really?
If you're right-footed.
Yeah.
Super hard to pull that.
He's going to go for it again, do you think?
Quite surprised he's trying that. He's got a lot of other tricks he could go to. He did a backflip double tail whip in qualifying, which is obviously you go upside down and spin the bike around twice. Pulled it first go. Oh! He pulled that twice in qualifying. It's a backflip hand plant. You get upside down, you put your hand down and plant it on the top of the ramp. You lever yourself around with it. Just come up short. You'll be bummed on that.
What a heat. Bagsy not next.
Chris Kyle.
Really had this huge gap to wall ride. We didn't really get an amazing camera angle from it. Here it is. Let's see if we can get a wider shot of it.
He's going for it again. A lot of speed needed. Look at him.
Pull out
cranking.
camera up there. That's the
Come on,
shot
Chris.
you want. Boom! Oh, heavy.
I think he wanted to pull back into the quarter. He was telling me earlier. Tooth hanger. It's where you hang your back wheel over the rail with your front peg on. Toothpick to fakie.
Get backwards.
Tail whip over the wedge. Keeping his speed, Chris. Just falling off from that foot jam whip. Shout out to everyone at Unit 23. Chris's home skate park.
He's going one more, is he? What has he done?
He's pulling it.
Pulling it. There we go.
That's a big wall ride, that, isn't it, Tim?
Huge gap. He's got bike issues. A little bit of bike maintenance going on.
Nothing like giving your bike a kick when it's broken. By now, a lot of the nerves would have gone. They're sort of warmed up, and they'll be looking at trying their biggest tricks.
What we've got now is we have best trick, so each rider has one last go, or maybe we'll give them a couple of goes. This is Simple Session after all. One big trick, couple of attempts at landing the best trick that they can do on any part of the course, any section of the course that they fancy. We saw earlier on, if you were joining us for the skateboarding, we had a skateboard final here earlier on today, and it was quite surprising to see how much of the course was used. You'd think that perhaps there's one certain feature where all the best tricks would be pulled, but actually a lot of the skateboarders opted for different lines, different gaps, different rails, and I think, Baz, we'll probably see that here in the BMX2. We'll see different parts of the course used for different tricks.
Definitely half of the riders will tend to use the rails for their final trick, but you'll definitely get a big portion of riders that will use the box jump.
Oh, he's landed so flat.
He needed speed there. He was definitely heading towards the box jump for his final trick.
He's going back around again. Well, you called it earlier on. You said this guy, he had the backflip double whip in the qualifiers.
Yep, he's got a huge bag of tricks he can go to, so no idea what he's thinking now. Needs a lot of speed though. Oh, that's a 360, spinning the handlebars around, taking his hands off afterwards, and then back and spinning the bars around again. There's a lot going on.
My goodness.
Multitasking.
I don't know if we'll get a slow-mo of that, but I tell you what.
He's had a good final.
He has had a great, considering he wasn't even supposed to be in this.
That's probably why he probably wasn't as nervous, probably wasn't thinking about it all night last night. Yeah, he's just gone with the flow and he's had a good one.
Well, a good, strong showing from the Russians in the skateboarding this morning, and, well, you've got to say, fair play.
It looks like Ola Selsford is looking for a flare drop-in on a bigger quarter, Tim.
Oh, yeah?
Look at him over there, looking at that lion quarter.
Reggie, did he not? Did a truck driver off that earlier, didn't he? 360 with a bar spin.
That's right, actually, Tim, yeah.
So whether or not he's going to try and get that again. Well, best trick here, if you are just joining us, it's a very warm hello and welcome from Tim Ward and Sebastian Keep in the commentary booth. This is Heat 1 of 6 BMX Finals at Simple Session 15. What's he going for? Best tricks then, so 4 riders.
I think he's going for the flare drop-in.
Do you reckon?
I think he's going to ride off of the edge of that and do a backflip bunny hop, which is super hard. Really got to use all of your strength.
Core strength in that? Is it arm strength? What is it?
It's all over body strength. It's in your thighs, in your arms, core strength.
He's already got arms as big as my legs, that boy. He's the only man in here that I'd trust if a gorilla was loose. I'd let him in there to save everyone. Go and save us. Grab the gorilla. Here we go then.
Here he goes.
Ola Selsford, the Norwegian. Get it, dude.
What did I say?
Oh! Oh my
He's pulled
goodness!
it first go. So smooth. He literally did a backflip bunny hop
Off the flat.
That was incredible.
Well, he's stoked with that. He took his time, but fair play.
It's worth it. Yeah, that's a really hard one. Look, pulls around and just bunny hopping in and landing at first go.
My goodness. I tell you, caught the transition nicely at the bottom there as well.
Fist pump. You'll be happy with that.
All right, Michael Baran from the Czech Republic. This is the dude, actually, that I was saying that he had the backflip double whip in qualies. This guy.
He pulled it first go, remember? Straight out of the bat.
He's looking at the wall ride options here.
I would assume he's going to use the box jump for his final trick. He's got a lot of tricks. Definitely not a street rider.
He's getting the arm massage of much love from the Russian. And he gets the pat on the back from Ola.
He's heading in. Whatever it is, it's going to be big. Oh, he's trying to hammer on the back. Wow. I did not expect that. Michael Baran is going to ride up the biggest
vert wall
bike
we've ever seen.
Yeah, the biggest vert wall on the course, put his hand on the back rail behind the vert wall, stall for a second and drop back in. Wow, this is going to be quite something.
It's got a bit of flex in it, that wall, that railing at the top. You don't want that to suck all of your pop. He's thinking long and hard about this.
He is. He's getting the crowd behind him.
Well, this is best trick. We've just had the heat. 2 runs from each rider, but here they get a go at doing something special, putting something on for the crowd.
Got a lot of speed.
He's got it! That was ridiculous.
I did not expect that in the slightest. Hats off to him. That was something else. Wow.
Oh my goodness. Let's see it again. Get that on replay. His adrenaline will be spiking now.
That is the last thing I expected Michael Brown to do for his last trick.
Well, he was looking at it.
Here he is, right up to the top of it, grabbing hold of the rail, stalling for a second, back down, lands dead smooth and punches the air. Wow.
Well, if you go to your local skate park and have a look at a vert ramp, well, if you've got a vert ramp, there's not a great deal of them, certainly around the UK, wherever you live in the world, but you know, vert ramps don't really have that much vert at the top. Maybe a foot of vert, you've got to be looking at 4 or 5, 6 foot of vert, haven't you? The top of that thing.
It's a vert wall, Tim. It's there for speed, really. It's not really, but that back rails probably won't be used again, I'd say.
Yeah. All right. Well, the pressure on this boy then. Chris Kyle from the UK. What has he got for his last trick? He was certainly one of the first riders to hit up that. One of the first riders to hit up the wall ride.
The big fence ride, yeah. Do you know what, Tim? I think he wants to do a fakie, which is rolling backwards up the next quarter pipe, and then he ends up doing a front flip. Watch this. Fakie, rolling backwards. Yeah. He wants to
go for.
Pretty sure he wants to roll backwards up that quarter pipe and then go over the front, doing a front flip and then coming back down forwards.
My goodness. That's a pretty tech trick. I mean, can barely ride a bike forwards, and he's riding a bike backwards.
Yeah, it's a hard one to do in a contest because usually when you're at home at the skate park with your friends, you can mess about and try it, and you know, there's no pressure. But
come on, Chris.
A lot of pressure on Chris now. Here he is, 180 to backwards. Wow. Do you know what? He's not trying to front flip. He is trying to.
He's trying something else, isn't he?
He's trying to fakie flare.
Is it a fakie flare?
Yeah, he's coming in fakie and then flipping over his shoulder and flaring.
My goodness.
This is going to be a world first. If he pulls this is a world's first.
Well, he's renowned for his video clips. Come on. Oh!
Come on, Chris, you got this.
Oh, man, I want to see that.
This is...
Oh, he's called it.
Called
Go
it.
on, one more. Come on,
Chris.
dude. Come on, Chris.
Going to treat us. Going to make history here at Simple Session 15.
You can hear Catfish and Daryl now. They want to see it as well in the arena down there.
Chris Kyle could be about to make history right here, right now. Simple Session 15. Come on, Chris. Here it is. The 180, landing backwards. So difficult.
My goodness. Well, I don't think we're going to see it from him unless he's got one more in the tank. I don't know how long we can wait for him. We've certainly got plenty of other riders to get through. Yeah, that's it. Well, keep your eye on Chris Kyle on his Instagram. You'll maybe have seen, well, certainly if you're a fan of BMX, you'll have seen that incredible wall ride flare out that he had. So keep your eye across his Instagram and you might just see that that trick laid down. So some of the replays then from Heat 1 that we've just seen. We're going to get the next 4 riders out for Heat 2. And Baz, Heat 1 did not disappoint, did it?
Here's that big wall ride, Tim, on the fence and lands flat. Long way down there. And here's that 360 double tail whip. It's a late bar spin. Wow, and then here's that flare drop in. It's a bunny hop there, and then 360 bar spin to no-hander. 360 tuck no-hander, backwards over the box jump.
Yeah, the transition not built for, it's built for landing as opposed to taking off.
Here's that 270 tail whip to late bar spin there. And there's that 900.
Wallop. Put it down. Oh, that's a good angle.
That's where the judges are seeing it from.
Yep.
540 bar up onto that 720 bar spin.
There's a pack first. Oh, there's a lot going on there. My goodness, there's a lot to go wrong there.
Dropping as well. And here it is, that hand plant out of the vert wall in the back rail. Great angle there.
That's amazing. Well, what a stacked first heat that was. Heat 2 then. 2 runs for each of the riders. Kenneth Tankra, Bruno Hoffman, Alex Kennedy and Tom Justice.
Ooh.
So, there we go. The boy that came as a wildcard entry in due to an injury, Costa Andreev, currently in the lead, 83 points. And I think we can get a quick word with him down at the bottom right now.
Costa, congratulations, you won this first jam here. Tell us first of all how happy you are with this and how the big key tricks that you made in this run.
I did almost everything what I wanted. I'm happy.
Talk about the crowd here in Tallinn for you as well. As a Russian, how nice is it to ride here in Estonia?
I love Estonia.
Thank you.
Short and sweet. That's how we like it. Short and sweet.
He had a good time.
He did indeed. All right, Kenneth Tankra, Bruno Hoffman, Alex Kennedy, Tom Justice. A Belgian, a German, and 2 British men walk into a bar. Give us the punchline. What happens?
I can't wait to see Alex Kennedy. Teammates with Alex Kennedy, the Colt rider. He's going to bring a whole new flavour to this course.
Incidentally as well, worth noting, and you said this yesterday, in fact, once the qualifications are open, Bruno Hoffman, you know, down there, you know, qualifying not perhaps as high up as you would have thought.
Sometimes I think judges have a hard time understanding Bruno's ride. It's so technical. He's been around for years. It's so natural for him, and he's so consistent, pulls everything. First go, every go. I think sometimes he makes it look too easy for the judges.
All right, well, let's check out the 19-year-old Kenneth Tankra then.
He's a good rider, Kenneth Tankra. He's got a lot of ability, sort of definitely smooth. He's not one of those sketchy big trick riders. He's got a lot of he's got a big future ahead of him, I think.
All right, on course.
Carving over the vert wall, heading towards the box jump, a lot of speed. Big backflip Superman.
Making goodies this course. Been all over it. 360.
Whoa! Superman double seat crap. You basically let go of the bike, grab the seat with both hands, and extend it out as far as you can. Hopefully bring the bike back.
Yeah, need good core strength to get that bike back under you there.
360 tail whip over the blue box, nose bonk bar, up the step up. Looking a bit lost in the middle part of the course.
So this is a jam format. Riders get 2 runs, and then at the end we get the results. It's a chance for these guys to just enjoy what's going on, feed off each other's riding, and this will be Bruno Hoffman coming out of Siegen, Germany. Siegen.
Bruno's a silver medalist at the X Games in Barcelona. He definitely knows what it takes to win the big occasions.
Already super tech.
There you have a switch, so it's an opposite way, which is kind of like kicking a football with your weaker foot. It's always harder. Peg way to hard way 180. High spin up that rail. Street riders use a lot more core strength in their run, so they get tired. Well, I would definitely get tired a lot quicker if I was doing more peg tricks. There's a lot of bunny hopping involved. Lucky to 270 there for Bruno. Switch 450. Out of character for Bruno to even step off the bike. We'll be looking forward to his second run, I think.
Throwing in the towel for this run. We'll rely on run number 2 for him then.
Alex Kennedy, yes.
Here's your boy then.
produced a groundbreaking video part in Colt's Talk is Cheap. No stranger to contests though. He's won some big contests recently, the Munich Mash in Germany. Always invited to X Games. Your favourite riders. Favourite rider, Alex Kennedy.
He's the rider's rider, is he?
He is.
What's his 4th time here at Simple Sessions?
Steezy toboggan.
7th place last year.
Over crank comes so hard, that trick. The only rider using that middle section with that feeble to transfer. Switch 360 up. Oh, 1 foot in nose really. Nollie to tooth hanger. So technical. Nice fast punt up. Yes, AK.
He makes it look very easy riding the BMX, doesn't he?
These tricks he's doing are super, super hard, Tim. Crooked grind up that rail to 180. That's a handrail you use to walk downstairs with. He's going up it. That's the only trick he stepped off of in his run. Come on, AK.
And again, at the start we spoke about different styles, different, you know, for instance, he's not hit the jump box yet. We've not seen any big tail whips from him. And yet the tricks that he's doing, super tech, super difficult. And it must be hard for the judges to, you know, separate them from the jump riders. So
someone like Alex, he's done all those tricks. He's learned them all before. He did them when he was younger, and he wants something a bit difficult. That's why he concentrates on the street. But Tom Justice dropping in, Tim. Big turn down, that was nice. 180, no hander, landing backwards, super hard to do that in the contest.
Come on, Tom.
He's got a lot of speed heading towards the box jump. 360 turn down. Good style there.
Well, you hear Daryl now saying just how picture perfect that was. Get out your BMX dictionaries and flick to 360 turn down and you'll see a picture of Tom. Beautiful. But the dread's flowing as well. Look at those things.
Ooh, we won't be happy with that.
No, a bit of a dead sailor from him, just not really getting anything.
Where's he heading?
Shake of the head, but smile on the face from him.
Oh, throwing in some lip tricks. Ooh! Would have been sweet to finish with the 270 over ice.
Good, Tom. We'll get another run in a few minutes. So Kenneth Tancray. What?
Just some kind of tail whip spin there. Kenneth Tancray back for his second run. He's got a lot of speed. Big carve on the vert wall. Oh! Trying a 720 tail whip, which is spinning around twice and also spinning the frame around without you on it.
Well, the youngster coming out of Belgium, dropping that first trick. Gapping over into that vert wall.
Taking his hands off there with a tuck no-hander. Oh, boom. Superman seat grab Indian, which is the way you kick your legs out, holding onto the seat, extending the bike out. He rode much better in qualifying, I must say.
Well, there you go. He's calling it on that second run. It's not going to be enough from him. Bruno Hoffman then. Achieving 360 in.
Okay, here we go. Bruno's about to step things up. So consistent. opposite switch hanger 180.
Don't curse him now, Baz.
Can foot jam. Nollie pegs hard way 180. Holding it together. So much bike control from the young German. Ice pick up that handrail so he stalls on the back peg alone. Gap toothpick hanger.
This is the run he wanted first time around, isn't it?
Lucky 270. Tail whip. Don't see Bruno do many tail whips.
Throwing that one in.
Yes, Bruno. That's an opposite 270 over the flat bank.
Good run from Bruno. That was it. Didn't come off, did he?
That was a really good run. Super technical.
Good work from the German.
Federal rider always delivering at the big occasions.
All right. This then will be Alex Kennedy. It's your boy.
Come on, AK.
See what the judges are like, what they see with regards to the technical prowess of AK.
Yes, that's a feeble gapping to the other section of that middle section. 1 foot in nose really. Nollie over tooth. .180 to Crooks to Indian.
Little breather for him.
Such a stylish street rider. Ooh, just clipping his pedal. He's trying to go up that handrail. 1 peg on one side, the back peg on the other, so it's called a crooked grind. And I think he wants a 360 out.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot going on in this trick.
Okay. Crooked. Actually, I saw him try and crooked up to tail whip in practice.
Really?
Might be treating us to that one.
Come on, dude. Let's see this.
Not really associated with being a contest rider. Usually spends a couple of years filming a video part, but here we have Tom Justice back in. Tuck no hand over the blue box. 180 tail whip up, just missing the pedal there.
Come on, Tom.
Heading towards the box jump. That's an opposite 360. It's really hard to spin the opposite way, Tim. You kind of get used to spinning a certain way your whole life, and then to go the opposite way is it's like playing tennis with your bad hand, you know?
It's like writing your name with your left hand whilst being attacked by a wolf.
Foot jam, so he rams his foot in the front wheel to stop.
There it is. That was nice.
Yeah, crowd loving that.
I reckon his dreads would like put him off, don't you? Like, imagine the whip on them if he's spinning round. They'd have their own centrifugal force, those dreads.
I would get them stuck in the front wheel on every slam.
He's smiling though. He's a good dude, never far from a smile. And he did tweet actually that he was pretty stoked to be in the finals here.
To make finals at Simple Sessions a big deal, Tim.
Yeah.
You know, you've got 88 riders in qualifying. To make it down to the top 24 is, you know...
You're doing good, aren't you?
Yeah, it's not easy.
All right, time for last stroke, best trick. So, they're having a good time in the background. Look at those dudes.
Kenneth Tankra, he's got a lot of speed.
Come on, Kenny.
Oh, going down hard. I think he hit his... He was trying a 720 tail up there, so 2 rotations, getting off the bike and spinning the frame round. It's not looking good for his ankle.
No, he's hurt, clearly in pain. Well, there is, of course...
Let's hope he's okay.
There is, of course, medical staff here to take care of him, and they're right on cue. There they are. But I tell you what, they're hardy these are, and apparently he doesn't need them, so he gets the clap of respect.
Doesn't always go to plan, Tim.
Nope.
We do crash occasionally. Sometimes
Well,
it's
when you're
not-
hitting a box jump at just shy of 35 miles an hour, about to launch yourself a good 10 or 15 meters into the air, well, you know, mess with the bull, get the horns is the phrase, isn't it? I mean, you know, you got it's the rough with the smooth.
Exactly, a lot going on.
Bruno, then, what's he got for his best trick, do you think? Something tech? Oh!
Of course he pulls it first go to
Yeah.
make it look too easy. That was a 180 to backwards 360 out, so it's a full cab out. He's got a free coaster on his bike, which means he can roll backwards without pedaling backwards. That's the ice. So what he's doing here, Tim, is he's ice picking up that rail, so it's just on his back peg and his front wheel stays up high. And he's 180 and out. Really tough to do. There's the ice pick down. He had a great final. Bakos there capturing it all.
Alex Kennedy, what's he got for his best trick? That crooked tail whip, do you think?
Could be, Tim, it could be. Whatever it is, it's going to be done with the utmost style, I
was gonna
guarantee.
say, yeah. The David Gandy of BMX right here, this guy.
The Colt Rider heading in.
Oh!
My word!
First go, did he pull that?
He feeble, gap, opposite feeble, across
Look at the
that middle
size of that
section.
gap.
I hope we can get a close-up on that or a replay. Here he is. So he starts off with a switch feeble, that's the opposite way. Big gap over. Just landed on the normal way feeble. Slipped into ice there. To do that first go, Tim. Wow.
Amazing.
The Colt Rider absolutely destroying the course. What an amazing final AK just had. I cannot wait to have a drink with AK later. My boy.
That was rad.
Good friends of Bruno. Bruno recently stayed at my house for a week. Came to ride with us.
Is he clean?
He's a good lad. He's a good lad. He buys milk when we run out. He goes to the shop to get tea bags.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, he gets the tea in, does he?
It's a perfect
Good
house
lad.
guest.
Good lad.
AK can't believe what he's just done. Okay, Tom Justice. He's not afraid to go big on the box jump.
Ended up doing a few demos with Tom Justice. Martin Cooper in the rain on South Bank on a mini ramp in the wet. Bravest display of BMXing I've ever seen in my life on a wet ramp.
Wow, okay.
Oh, come on!
What he's trying here is a huge gamble. That back rail has a huge drop the other side. If he goes over that edge, he's got railings, he's got people the other side. You know, it could be ugly.
Let's see a different camera angle from this if we can see the drop, because like you say, there is a big 15-foot drop or 4-meter drop the other side of that.
Here he goes.
Oh, he might be experiencing the phenomenon known as dead leg there. Landing just on that quarter pipe on his thigh.
He wants to go over ice, which is over the other side of that rail, landing on his peg. But the room for error on that is so small. If he goes over that rail and falls over the edge, it's a long way down.
This is going to be ridiculous. Going home with the best trick from Simple Session, I mean, that is a good accolade, isn't it?
Huge accolade.
Oh! Come on, I want to see this. I want to see
Okay,
this.
he's showing us he can get on there.
Come on, dude.
The pressure is on. Come on, Tom. 270 over ice. Dropping his
Oh,
bike.
there goes the bike.
Getting a taste of what it's like to go over the edge. He's unlucky there. Here's that big Superman double seat grab. Didn't extend his legs out quite.
What must that feel like to be in the air, staring at your bike as it floats away from you?
He's that lucky to 270, so he pulls around 270 degrees in his opposite direction. His AK's one-footed nose wheelie, balancing there on that front wheel, so difficult to do. Here's Tom Justice. Big 360 turn down, fully clipped.
Could not get that any, he couldn't have cranked that any harder, could he?
No way. Lands perfectly there. Bruno over big gap to tooth hanger, just sliding down the whole rail on one peg there.
Currently going through some of the replays, the highlights of Heat 2 here at Simple Session in Estonia. This is live on Red Bull TV. Tim Warwood and Sebastian Keep in the commentary booth to take you through the proceedings. 24 riders, 6 heats, and we've just experienced Heat number 2. Heat 3 just around the corner, and once again, like Heat 1, Heat 2 didn't disappoint, but it's something you've got to come to expect from Simple Session. People, they get to this final, they get to the occasion and they throw down, don't they?
We had a different type of riders in that
Yeah.
heat as well. We had AK, we had Bruno, guys that use the rails a lot more than some of the guys that just focus on the box tricks.
Yeah.
And they didn't disappoint, did they? That last trick from AK, that switch feeble to normal feeble to
180 out. Did we miss that? Did we miss that?
I can't believe it.
We didn't even call that. Where did that come from?
Well, I can tell you now that is the best trick we have seen all weekend.
Really?
100%. That was outrageous. I can't believe he pulled the first one.
I think we must have been looking at our screens or looking down at
What
the
a
score
shame.
sheets or whatever, but I absolutely missed that. Well, there you go,
Wow.
your boy.
AK.
You're right, he is going to be stoked later on.
The Colt crew back in California will be cheering him on.
That was mega. All right, well, there we go. Heat 2 done and dusted, as we said. Heat 3 standing so far, and AK currently in second position. Tom Justice gets himself into fourth, but still topping that leaderboard. Kostya Andreev topping the leaderboard, and Alex Kennedy from the UK is down there, and we can hear from him now.
Alex, tell me first of all how happy you were with your jam and your run here. You won this. That's a big thing to start with, isn't it?
Yeah, I just wanted to come out here and have fun. I had tricks that I wanted to do, and I did some of them, so I'm happy. It's cool.
And tell me, how important is it to mix some of the technical tricks, also have a nice flow in there? That's quite key, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, most of my riding is technical, and it's hard to get that done in a contest, you know, so just do what you can do and see how it goes.
Thanks a lot.
What a good dude.
Such a good attitude towards the bike riding. Just so calm under pressure, just because he's just a chill dude.
Just a nice guy. Right, Heat 3 then. Brock Rayford, Stevie Churchill, Cam Peake, and Colton Walker. They are the 4 riders that will be battling it out here. Colton Walker came out firing, a true American jock. This kid, he just came out full pistons, full fossil fuel burning radness from this guy.
He did, but Stevie Churchill, we can't forget about him.
Exactly.
He's another street rider that can pretty much do anything he wants. He lives out in California with Alfredo Mancuso and Adam 22. He's in a good place with those guys, rides a lot of street. But here we go with Colton Walker with his first run.
Colton Walker then, coming out the US of A stateside. He's got white gloves. He's putting in a gum shield.
He wants to keep his teeth.
They also, believe it or not, use it to prevent against concussion from the chin hitting the teeth and rattling the brain. Tell you what, look how high he's gone.
A lot of speed. 360, spinning the handlebars around to late tail whip, double tail whip on the hip. Good start to his run. He's a smooth bike rider, this one. Tail whip over the box. 360, taking his hands off.
Well, like the qualifiers, he's come out, guns firing again, just absolutely blasting it.
Backflip tail whip, 180. That's a flare whip. Super hard to do that in a contest. He's got a lot of natural ability, Colton Walker.
Yeah, he's certainly not afraid to lean back and get upside down.
Alley-oop 360, just landing a bit flat. Foot jam nose pick. Tuck no hander again over the box. Bar spin up.
Amazing. Well, I've got to say, that was ace. That was ace. Loved that.
It was a good run.
And again, you know, we keep talking about it. You look at the difference between that and Alex Kennedy's run. You know, he looked like he was ready for battle, Colton Walker, didn't he? He had a gum shield in. It's like he was going in a UFC fight. And then you've got Alex Kennedy out there. He's just loose, letting it all hang out. Two completely different styles of riding.
Yeah. Here we've got Cam Peak. First run, 360 tail whip. Just missing his pedal.
So Cam Peak representing the UK. Contesting against 3 Americans.
Came 5th at the Baltic Games last weekend. Definitely new to the scene. Will gain a lot of experience riding in simple session, that's for sure. 360 bar spin backwards over the box jump, heading towards the vertical. He's looking for a lot of speed. 720 over the box, just hanging up a bit.
Coming up short. Didn't quite make it to the transition, the sweet spot.
20 years old from Nottingham. He's got the flare whip.
Oh, couldn't put it down.
Saw him pull that numerous times in practice and in qualifying. That's what happens when you're a little bit younger. You need to gain the experience of riding in, you know, contest after contest to gain that and learn to deal with the pressure. Another one running no brakes. Still can't get over AK's run.
Stevie Churchill then next in. Bristol, Connecticut.
The crowd favourite, the federal rider. So much ability.
Well, before he starts his run, he's getting up into the start position. Before he starts, I will point your direction towards the Red Bull Event Analyzer. It's an app on redbull.tv that you can actually relive a lot of the magic that you're witnessing here. And if you like any particular tricks, if you've got a favourite rider or a run that you like, what you can do is you can go on, you can clip it out, and you can very easily share it across your social media platforms. But let's get into this boy, Stevie Churchill. Coming unstuck a little bit there.
He's having an amazing start to his first run. Truck driver down that drop. 360 over the middle section, tail whip, racking the tricks in. Suicide no-hander, he's taking his hands off there, nothing to hold the bars to keep them steady. 180 bar spin to back, pulled that twice in qualifying. Looks a bit tired. He was a simple session best trick winner in 2013. Made the finals both times he's been here. 360 to fakie. Landing backwards is so difficult.
He's scratching it. Well, he's not giving up, but he just knows that he's going to be relying on run number 2.
Again, he's not really known as a contest rider. He definitely delivers, you know, video parts that are outstanding, and to come here and make finals in simple session is just sort of the cream on the top.
Brock Rayford, 21 years of age. Next to drop for his first run. Second in best trick last year.
Bar spin to ice pick, so he spins the handlebars around and lands on the back peg. Toothpick hanger to 180. Good start to his run. Going peg right to up rail, up to 360. 360 hop to flat, slipping off the pedal. He's a big dude. He's heading towards a box jump. What's he got for us? Nice tuck no-hander. Look back on the hip.
He's rocking. He's running to Informer as well on the music.
Wow.
Whoa.
He pulled that technically.
Yeah.
Up rail to switch tail whip. Fakey. Wow. He rolled all the way across that flat section backwards.
Brock also got a smile on his face, enjoying his outing here in Estonia. And that'll be it for him. That's the end of his first run.
He'll be happy with that. He did some
A few little
hard
mistakes, but can tidy it up for his second run, can't he?
Yeah, he was doing hard stuff though. That up rail to switch whip, it's no mean feat.
Yeah. More bike maintenance going on in the background. Seems to be the general rule of thumb is just kick it or smack it or smash it, your bike. And all right, here we go, the Terminator dropping in. Colton Walker, the youngster coming out the USA.
Heading towards the box jump, he's got a lot of speed. Backflip, tail whip to basket.
Oh my goodness.
My word. A lot going on there. Wow.
It's the gloves.
360 switch down whip. Double truck driver.
So a lot of big tricks in the air, a lot of big jump tricks. He's not rocking any pegs, so no rail tricks from him.
Downside whip transfer. No hander.
Definitely more of a park rider. Transfer up there into that higher section. Back now. Colton Walker, good run again.
Really good run. That first trick was outrageous. You notice the difference between his first trick and Brock Rayford's first trick. So different. He uses the box jump, goes big, goes upside down. It was a backflip, tail whip to bar spin, which is super hard to do.
So he goes upside down, does a backflip, and then during that backflip, he whips the bike around the handlebars and then spins the handlebars.
Multitasking.
Well, there you go, moms and dads. For the PlayStation generation, it's down, down, L2 triangle on a gamepad. Cam Peak then, got it all to do.
Cam Peak with a 270 double bar spin that's spinning the handlebars around twice. Nose press on the back rail. Nice little foot jam, using his front foot to stop the wheel.
Right, is this flare whip which he dropped earlier? Yeah. Oh, and again, just not as clean as he would have liked.
Just missing the pedals. Oh, hang five to foot jam.
There we go, seemed to run out of steam. Just at the right time there. Well, he was performing a little bit of bike maintenance just before he dropped him for his run there.
I think they need a hammer down there, Tim.
I think they do need a hammer, yeah. Or Thor. Just get Thor down there to help them straighten up their bikes.
What is Stevie Churchill going to do? What a run he just had.
All right.
No stranger to big contests. He won a bronze medal at the Barcelona X Games in 2013. He's definitely got what it takes. Flair on that small transition, super hard to do.
Core strength like Floyd Mayweather.
He never crashes a crooked grind.
He knows it as well. Shake of the head. He almost as you said that, Baz.
Suicide no-hander drop. letting go of the handlebars completely with nothing to hold them.
Boom.
180 bar to fakie. He's recovered well. Yes, there it is. 180 bar spin to fakie bar down. Pulled perfectly. Tail up over the hip. He's got 5 seconds. Truck driver to fakie. What a good run that was.
He looks shattered.
Like I said, to stay away from the transitions and do a lot of bunny hopping tricks using the rails, it takes a lot more energy.
Yeah.
All the street riders got big arms and park guys that, you know.
Well, I mean, let's be careful. We've got a lot of park guys will be listening, Sebastian.
Wow. Okay, Brock Rayford back in for his second run. Wow, nollie over tooth.
Nollie just getting on that front wheel first. Lifting the back wheel in the air. And again, there it is.
Nollie. Pegs. It's a hard 360. It's harder to spin that way out of the pegs. Switch tail whip up the Euro gap.
360 up and over.
There's the hand on the vert wall.
Took the hand over the jump box.
He's a well-rounded street rider, Brock Rayford. Definitely show that he can ride transition as well as the rails. Peg grind up that rail to bar spin out. Really good run.
8 seconds left. Has he got anything left? We've still got the best trick to come, the last trick. Will he scrape this one in? He's thinking about something.
He's looking for that fakie. He goes rolling back.
Over that gap.
Wants the half cab whip down that gap. It's the only thing he didn't pull in that run. Really good run from Brock Rayford. Recently produced an amazing video part in the volume video.
All right, well, we are, of course, the social media generation. There are your hashtags, hashtag Simple Session 15, hashtag Red Bull TV. Send us some pictures, let us know where you're watching. Maybe you're on a beach, maybe you're in your office, maybe you're at work, maybe you're on a train, wherever you may be. Hope you're enjoying this as much as me and Sebastian are. Tim Ward and Sebastian Keep here in the commentary booth for this. Last trick here in heat number 3.
Oh. I have never ever seen that trick in real life. He did a tail whip, bar spin. So
he did a tail whip and bar spin.
We're going to go replay. Tail whip. Wow. And then lets go of the handlebars, spins them round, and he pulled that perfectly. Here he is, head towards the box. Kicks the bike round, tail whip. Also spins the handlebars full 360.
The opposite way. Was it the same way?
I literally have never, ever, ever seen that trick done.
That's amazing.
Wow.
He's not even bothered. Look, he's like, yeah, whatever.
I can't believe that.
Can't believe I just did that. Yeah,
that was really, really cool.
It's like he's just opened a Christmas present, and it's a bike with no pedals. That's how disappointed he looks in his face. And yeah, he's just done.
Where's he going now?
He's having another go. He's like, yeah, that was a bit rubbish, that one. Watch this, I'll have another go with it. What's he going for here?
What is going on?
Oh, double!
It's a tail whip bar spin to late tail whip. That's a mouthful, isn't it?
No, tail whip
so here he goes.
to late
Heads
bar
towards
spin.
the box. Tail whip with a bar spin in, catches, looks for the pedals, catches the pedal, and then late bar spin right at the end. Jesus.
That is pretty special.
That is a world's first here at Simple Session 15. Wow, I'm really impressed with Colton.
That's like angel tears. You just never see them. Rare. Rare as hen's teeth.
That was incredible.
Amazing. Well, the last trick not disappointing. People really pulling it out. Well, Bagsy not next. It's Cam Peak. What has he got? Is he even going to step up? Of course he is. Bit of bike maintenance for him. He's just smashed that bike with a sledgehammer. Just off camera. Got a breeze block out from under the ram. He just... Come on, dude.
He's heading in. He's got a lot of speed, Tim. Backwards over the box jump. Double truck driver.
The wrong way. So you can see, actually, that jump box designed to be hit from looker's left to right. As you look at it, and was that it? Is he saying that's it?
He's got big boots to fill after what we've just witnessed.
Yeah, he has. Well, he's hitting this transition the wrong way, as we've said. It's not designed to hit this way. The landing a lot tighter. Oh, you see landing heavy. And he gets almost like a golf clap. It's like he's just chipped on the 18th from 25 metres or 65.8 feet, or however much it is in feet and inches.
Because it's not meant to be jumped backwards, it's totally blind. So he's heading towards it. He can't see where he's landing, so that's why he's landing a little bit low. But the judges will appreciate that and hopefully score him, assuming he does pull his last trick. I think he's looking for the 360 treble bar spin, which is 3 spins of the handlebars. So he's going to need a lot of speed. 360, 1, 2, 3. He's pulled it. Wow. I've never seen a treble truck driver backwards over the box. Here he goes. 1, catch, 1, catch.
Quickly.
3, there you go.
Get
wow.
it in. And actually, in all fairness, he caught the transition the best he did there.
Landed smooth, yeah.
Cam Peak then, throwing it down, representing the UK.
He had a good simple session.
I mean, it's, you know, let's be honest, is it a bit cheesy to say that you came and made it to the finals? We touched on it earlier, you know, it's an accolade, isn't it, to come to an event like this, to even be invited to come and ride at an event like this, let alone make the finals. You know, when you consider how many amazing, incredible BMXs there are worldwide.
Whenever I've made finals in the past, it's a big sigh of relief. You know, you fly all the way here, you spend a couple of days practicing, you want to do well in front of everybody, and to make it through to finals is, you know, it's a big deal. You get to sigh of relief when you actually do.
Right, best trick then for Stevie Churchill.
Federal rider. Really looking to... Oh, big truck down there. I'm not sure if he wants that or not. Maybe he was just feeling it out.
I think he's pretty good, but he looks disgusted with himself about something, doesn't he? I actually think he's pretty good. Photog's just jumped up there.
Yeah,
he's getting
photographers are scrambling over. They know they could be about to see something ridiculous
special
from Stevie Churchill. Come on, Stevie. I suspect it could be the 540 bar spin.
Landing backwards.
He's drying his hands up. He's nervous. Come on, Stevie. Maybe he wants a double truck.
Is he calling it? I think he's called it. Well, fair play.
That alone was a tough trick though, a truck down that. There's a big gap there, and it's never easy to hop the bike around 360 degrees with a bar spin.
Brock Rayford then in for his final trick at Simple Session 15, the 15th year of Simple Session here in Tallinn. If you want to know where Tallinn is in the world, well, it's down here. It's down here. Estonia, sorry. That only really works when you can see a map, that joke. 15th edition of the event that sees the world's very best BMX and skaters as we watch Brock Rayford in for his last trick. Heat 3 then. We're rocking 4 riders in each heat. We've got 6 heats, 24 riders from 10 different countries. Heat 3 done and dusted. Brock Rayford, the last rider, in for his last and best trick right now.
Oh, Brock's looking for the tyre ride up that rail. The rail is round, and to get both of your tyres riding up that, it's precision.
Precision personified.
It's got to be a good aim.
We need to get that jib camera perfectly in line with that rail so we can see, get him to zoom in on it and see the tyres.
He finished 6th last year at Simple Session, Brock Rayford.
Has he got it? Oh my goodness.
Is he just slipping off?
One more. You think about riding your bike at home. Perhaps we've got some viewers new to the world of BMX. You know, you think, get your mountain bike out your shed and picture riding along the white line in the middle of a road, how difficult that is. Can you imagine bunny hopping up onto a round rail at the speed that they're going? Just how difficult that trick is. Well, he's smiling. And he does the captain's salute and says goodbye.
Wow.
Well, let's see what the judges make of the scores. Of course, this all goes towards the final podium position as the next 4 riders come on the course to warm up. Let's take a look at some of the slow-mos. Colton Walker, you got to say, when it came to the air assault, he was head and shoulders above the rest when he bassed.
We saw a world's first, which was, you know, you don't see those very often. And as Cam Beak, they're just hanging up. Stevie Churchill with a truck driver to flat. Brock Rayford taking his hands off and that tucking their hand over the box. Finishing with a flare on that Estonia quarter. Here's that backflip to tail whip, catches it, and then late bar spin. Colton, 360 double bar spin.
Used a lot of the course, didn't he? Colton, he was all over the course.
All over it like a rash. Here's that 360 triple, nope, not the double.
Double, yeah.
Suicide no hand and nothing holding, stopping the bars, spinning there. Big 360 down the quarter. Here's that truck to whip. Backflip, 180 with a tail whip in for a flare whip. And then a bit low. Here's that big 720. Cam Beak.
Incredible. I love to see just tiny flips, little flares on such small transitions like that.
There's that flip whip to late bar spin from Colton. Making it look easy.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on in that trick. There's the double again. We had the triple from him though, triple bar spin from Cam Peak.
Here's that ridiculous tail whip of a bar spin in there. How you let go of the bars like that is ridiculous. And there's the 360 triple bar spin.
Well, I think Colton Walker, there he is, and I think we can hear from him now.
Colton, congratulations. That was the world's first bar spin, tail whip to bar spin. Tell us first of all how exactly you do that trick and how happy you were when you landed that.
Well, it's kind of like a standard tail whip. You just go and you kick, and then all in one motion. You do the bar spin as you're kicking, and then you catch the bar spin and you pull the bike around. And it's like no other feeling in the world. It's ridiculous.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I don't understand that trick. Incredible.
It is ridiculous. He's right. He made it sound so easy. Well, there you go. He's taken the lead. 84 points. He's vaulted clean into those. And Brock Rayford there has snuck into 3rd position.
Yep. Brock Rayford had a great final, and he'll definitely be happy with his run. But those world firsts, I hope we see some more, Tim.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that was only Heat 3. 3 more heats still to come. That means you have 12 riders left in this BMX final at the Trondiba Stadium here in Arena, we should call it, as opposed to a stadium, I suppose, in Estonia, brand new. And look at this final heat here. Gary Young, Pat Casey, Jack Clark, and Maxime Chav are on halfway point of these finals. And well, it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good.
We've got Gary Young, one of my favourite riders.
He seems to have been around for ages.
He goes so fast, pedals around the course with so much speed. He's won an X Games, gold, silver and bronze, and is the current Vans US Open champion. Father of one, soon to be two. So yeah, he's been busy.
There we are. The crowd are in, watching. That's our little booth up there, Baz. We can see in the background behind those people waving in the light. It is Tim Warwood and Sebastian Keep here in the commentary booth for you. Live on Rebel TV from Estonia. This is Simple Session 2015. Hashtag Simple Session 15. Hashtag Red Bull TV if you are across the social media. 12 riders left. The fourth heat just around the corner. And so far, this is not disappointing. All right, well, they're having a good time down there. Okay, well, this right here, this is the event analyzer. So later on, once this event is finished, go take a look at the runs, select the rider. Let's say it's Drew Bezanson, for instance. You can then re-watch their run from this event, and you can clip out and share the very best bits via your social channels, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Google+, or just copy and paste the link into an email if you want to send it to your boss and say, this is why I'm not at work tomorrow morning because I am sick, because the riding has been insane here in Tallinn. You can also pick out at the bottom, if you look across the bottom, there's the circular bits. They are the tricks, and you can pick those out and once again share those across your social media. Woo! It is all go here at Simple Session. That is Gary Young, the Vans rider here, 31 years of age, from the USA, from San Diego, never far from a smile. And I can remember the first time I ever shook this man's hand at the LG Action Sports Tour back in Texas years ago. And I think he actually broke one of the bones in my hand. He has such a powerful handshake. But dropping in, going to get set up for his first run of two. This is a jam format, so the riders get 2 runs throughout the course of 8 minutes. And we will then reveal the scores. They also get 1 bite at the cherry for a last trick. Now, you were saying, Baz, just how fast he rides.
Look at him. He's pedaling as fast as he can go. He's all over the course. Big original transfers. 360 over that gap. 180 to backwards crooks. Here he goes again, lots of speed. Big tail whip transfer of the channel gap. Yes! 360 one-handed tabletop. Switch, 270 look back. Tooth hanger 180 up the rail, using every inch of this course, Tim.
One of the first riders that we've seen, like you say, going all around this course.
That's an opposite 360 there.
Ooh, thinking fast. I'll tell you, those boxes come at you very fast through the middle of that section.
A lot of riders complain that they're kind of in the way, but Gary, no problem for Gary Young.
Just a little nose manual through there at full speed.
Making it up as he goes along as usual. He's never won a simple session. He won a gold at the summer session, but 3-time silver medalist here at Simple Session, Gary Young. So he'll be looking to hopefully better that today.
All right, this is Pat Casey next to drop. Saw him in the pre-show chatting about this event, riding around Tallinn. Good start from him.
Such a nice guy, Pat Casey. Well-rounded rider, can ride anything in front of him. An amazing dirt jumper. Here
Good
he is,
arms.
heading towards the box jump. Truck driver to late double tail whip.
And I tell you what, bit of a bell ringer there.
Goes down hard.
I would have burst into flames if that was me. Then I'd have exploded like a dropped Lego, man.
Big steezy flare on the quarter.
Oh, alley-oop over the gap there.
Tail whip pocket air, super difficult. I like Pat. He lays it all on the line. It's all or nothing.
In the words of Christian Stevenson, this guy, Duran, hungry like the wolf. He is mad for this.
Yeah, Pat.
How much does a fall like that affect you in your mindset? Are you constantly thinking about that now, or will he dust that off and just go back out for its second run?
I think he'll just be looking forward to trying to get the second run in the bag, pull everything, put it behind you quickly. And here we have Jack Clark heading in for his first run from Benfleet, Essex. Jack wore a onesie to practice on Thursday, Tim.
Shut the front door, did he really?
True story.
Good skills. He's got good white gloves, like a snooker referee.
So consistent though, so many tricks.
There's that double bar spin 180 there.
So good at bar spins.
It's the white gloves. Come on, Jack.
360 double truck over the box jump.
Super nice.
Massive over that hip. Downside tail whip. Bar spin over the hip. Fast plant on the wall ride. Switch bar over the hip.
Just making it work.
David
and again,
Sato
another
would
rider
be proud.
just using every part of the course.
450 bar spin. Flare on the small lip. Wow.
I tell you what, he got that done there, didn't he?
He's a good rider. I tell you what, he's consistent. He's got bar spins so dialed he can just throw them on anything, and no matter what he bumps into on the course, he's ready.
That was the BMX equivalent of a Aldi shopping supermarket trolley dash. He just went in there at full speed, collecting whatever he could from wherever he was. Any part of the course, he just made it happen.
He definitely was racking them in, wasn't he? Jesus.
That was mega. Go on, Jack Clark. Maxime Chaveron, prochain rider.
Maxime, always in the finals here at Simple Session, so consistent. He's not started yet, I don't think. He's just switching sides.
Well, they started the clock for him there. They thought the no foot was in. D'accord. Tout le monde. Come on, Maxime. Allez le bleu, my friend. Allez le bleu. Here we go. Big alley-oop over that channel gap.
There's a 270 tail whip on the hip. Heading with lots of speed for the transfer. Landed, it's a bit flat. There's that ice again, so it's just his back peg sliding along the rail. Toothpick 180.
Maxime again.
Wow.
Every part of this course.
Double bar spin to fakie, trying to land backwards there. Always super difficult to do in a contest.
And that will be time. There you go. Nice smile on his face. He enjoyed that. Rightly so. Good run.
Always here at Simple Sessions, his fourth Simple Session.
Fourth Simple Session.
Yeah, always in the finals. Gary Young back in.
Come on, Gaza. We like Gary Young. Never far from the smile, this boy. Alley-oop, wrong way over that gap.
Second oldest finalist we've got at 31 years old.
He's like water, this boy. He's getting everywhere. Sorry, Baz, didn't mean to talk over you there, dude.
He's heading full speed towards this Red Bull quarter. Big tail whip transfer, keeping the speed. Big truck over the box. This is the Gary Young we all love. Keeping his speed all over the course. Toothpick on the back rail. Come on, Gary. Always cranking.
He's coming in hot. And that's time for Gary Young. That was absolutely non-stop. I can't work out if he's smiling or struggling to get enough oxygen into his lungs.
He never runs out of breath usually.
He's enjoying that.
Hopefully Pat Casey can better his first run. Lives the American dream, this kid. He's got a big set of trails in his backyard, a nice spine mini ramp.
All right, so there are the current standings. These guys have, if they want to get onto that podium, they've got to best a 79.8. Brock Rayford in third. But if they want the win here, 84 points currently from that man, Colton Walker from the USA, the 17-year-old laid down. Pat Casey third here last year. He fell on this earlier on. Not this time, it was a different trick.
Super stylish 360 tail whip there. Bar spin flare. This is a really good run, this one. 270 transfer. Tail whip pocket air, back towards the box jump. Big 360 to fakie.
Calls it right there.
He held everything together there, finished on a trick landing backwards as well. You know, it's such a gamble to land fakie in a contest. Pulled everything, used the whole course, used his pegs. Great run.
Jack Clark then with that score to beat of 84. Good hair from Jack Clark.
As you can see there, he does bar spins all the time, which is where you spin your handbars round in the air. He spun them around there and missed. Missed the catch, but he's kept it together. Back towards the box jump. Double tail whip. Wow. Nice flare over that hip. Bar spin to bar spin back the other way. Tooth hanger using his pegs as well. Taking his hands off backwards over the box jump. 360 triple bar spin, Tim.
Oh my goodness. Oh, he's dropped it.
He's done a few bar spins.
He's done a few bar spins.
Nice. Fast plant to can-can.
Nearly looking at a buckled back wheel there as well.
He dropped the front wheel there, didn't he?
Yeah. Fair play. Gets the fist bump of enough respect from Pat Casey.
That was a good run.
He's like, no, I don't want to catch your diseases, thank you. I'll drink my own water. There we go. So 84 then, currently, from Walker. Andreev, the Russian, the wildcard entry in second with 83. Brock Rayford there, 79.8. That is your current leaderboard. 2 runs, best run that counts.
Maxime with a big 270 tabletop there. 360 double bar spin. Big 270 tabletop over the hip. He's keeping his speed here. Using his pegs with that ice pick. Just the back peg on there. Wow. Tooth 180 bar spin. No one's done that yet in the contest. Just coming off there. So far, I think Pat Casey could nudge someone off the top of the standings.
You think he's got enough in that run? Well, I think what we've seen from the judges, they want to see these runs nice and clean. So any drop tricks, missed cranks, drop pedals, but certainly falling off, it's not going to be good enough, is it? God, I want to see runs that are clean, well executed, and put down. And I think use of course as well, getting all around that course is a big ask from the judges as well. Well, it's time for last trick / best trick from these guys. A last chance to impress, throw down, and it first in will be Gary Young.
Come on, Gary, looking to get his first simple session win. Wow. Okay, so that's an opposite 360 transfer. So this is alley-oop in the opposite way, which is super difficult. Again, it's like playing football and using your weaker foot.
He had a shake of the head there. It's like he wasn't even happy with that as well. Going in for it again. Well, you called it earlier. He's always pedaling, this guy.
I think he wants the opposite 360 transfer of a look back in there, Tim.
I think that's what he's going for. Sounds like there's a motorbike in the stadium. Don't think there is. Come on, Gary Young, last trick. You've got this. Pedaling hard. Crowd trying to get behind him. 360 setting
Come on,
up.
Gary. It's an opposite truck driver. Wow. Awesome, Gary Young. So he's doing an opposite 360, alley-ooping across the course. Here we're going to get a slow-mo now. See, opposite, he's going backwards across the course, spins the handlebars, just catches hold of them. Lands a little bit low.
He's a little bit flat.
Another angle of it, spins the handlebars around, catches it. Just lands a bit low, but rides away.
Has his arms turned on for that, for sure. Good work, Gary Young. All right, Pat Casey then. What has Pat Casey got for us then?
I've seen Pat Casey do decade backflips, Tim.
Really?
Which is where you go upside down, step off the bike and spin around the handlebars and get back on and continue the flip.
Well, goodness knows what we can expect from him here. Getting across the other side of the course. He's having a look at something. Well, we've still got the scores to come in. 84 currently is the top of the board with Colton Walker, but his fellow countryman here, Pat Casey, might just have enough in the tank. 540 double whip.
I think it was just a 540 single whip up. Wow.
Let's see this then. 1.5 rotations, landing backwards or fakie to you and me, and then throwing a tail whip in there where he whips the bike around the handlebars once.
This will be an amazing finish to his run.
Come on, Pat Casey, I want to see him put this down. Well, if he lands this, this is definitely one for your Red Bull event analyzer. Relive this moment again. Come on, Pat.
Here he is, 540 tail whip, just landing sideways.
We should give him one more. We should give him one more, shouldn't we? He's close to this.
So he's spinning 540 degrees, spinning the bike around as well, and then he's got to look for the pedals and catch them and then land backwards.
Oh!
And he's pulled it! Wow. Nowhere near in his last attempt, but that guy stomped it perfectly. And the rollback. Pat Casey, what a final he's had. We're going to get a replay here. Here he goes, spins, kicks the frame around, looks for the pedals, catches pedals, gets the last 180, lands backwards. Another angle here. Kicks the frame around, finds the pedals, lands backwards perfectly with the revert out.
Wow, amazing. Give Professor Hawkins a headache, that trick would. My guy. All right, Pat Casey with his last trick, and then Jack Clark in for his last trick, representing the UK. What's he got? The 20-year-old.
So consistent, Jack Clark.
Always makes it to the finals. 16 years of age when he made his first finals here at the Simple Session. Some kind of gap up over there, do you think? Quite sure what he's going for. Surprising us up here in the commentary booth.
Come on, Jack.
Come on, Jack. Moms and dads will probably notice no brakes on his bike.
Yes!
Oh!
Big barrel roll over the hip. Yes, Jack. Suspect he wants something else, though.
He's all right. Is it? Was that any good? The guy's like, I have no idea. I was texting.
Aaron Ross up there on the deck. Probably tweeting as we speak. Jack Clark heading back in, though. So he did a barrel roll before, Tim.
Ooh. 180 bar spin, do you think? Landing fakish?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, go on, we'll give you one more. Why not? Come on, give him one more. Everyone else has had 3 goes. Why start imposing any time limits now? We got all the time in the world for this. Well, we haven't. We've got a HD satellite broadcast that we're paying for, so anytime you're ready, Jack.
A lot of these riders choosing to a fakie trick for their last trick. Landing backwards. Just getting bumped off the bike.
Good work, dude.
Landing backwards is always going to be harder, so you're going to impress the judges a lot more.
All right, good job. So, Maxime Chaveron, the 24-year-old from France, will be the final rider of Heat 4 with his last trick / best trick. And is he going for this hand plan? Flip hand plan, was it?
I'm sure what Maxime wants. Oh! Nose bonk 540 up the step up, pulled first go. When people pull their last trick first go, it almost makes it look too easy.
Yeah. He's just hanging out there, I'm just chilling, no big deal.
Photo opportunity. Merci.
Merci tout le monde. Merci beaucoup.
We're going to get a replay of Maxime's last trick.
Yeah, this is
See,
crazy.
plants the front wheel on the step up and then just spins round 540, landing backwards.
1.5 rotations.
Another angle. Spins super fast there. Gets the revert. Pulls his last trick perfectly.
Good work. Well, 84 is the score to beat. Let's see if the scores are in. Where will these 4 riders go?
Right.
We'll wait for the judges to tabulate. The abacuses will be clicking like mad as we relive some of these key moments. And Baz, again, we've said it before, a fantastic heat. Look at that.
Superman Indian seat grab there. Really extending off the back of the bike for Jack Clark. Here's that pocket tail whip. So he pulls off of the vert wall, round to the corner of the other vert wall, spinning the frame all the way around. Maxime Chaveron with that 360, kicking the bike down whip. touching the pedals late. There's that 180 to crooked, to Indian out from Gary Young. Showing he can do the street tricks as well as the big air tricks.
Showing he can mix it with the kids. Now at a whopping 31 years of age.
See Pat kick the frame there with his foot. Here's that nosedive 360 tail whip.
Very nice.
There's a big 450 flat spin over the hip from Jack Clark. Wow. There's that triple bar spin.
He had a lot of bar spins going on, didn't he?
Maxime Chevron with a nice toboggan pocket air.
All right, I think we're going to get these scores up here. We'll find out just how these guys are getting on. Can Pat Casey improve on his third place from last year? The crowd here enjoying what they're seeing in Estonia. Guy looks... Baz, is it going to script at the moment? You think we've got the right three at the top?
Well, Gary Young is always up there, and yeah, I think the judges are going to have a real difficult one with that. He's got an 84 to beat, but also Jack Clark rode really well. What do you think, Tim?
I think Jack Clark rode well. Oh, okay, we're in. Well, Maxime Chevron goes into 7th. He bumps Alex Kennedy down. Well, that means the others are all in the top 7. Yes, they are. Gary Young goes into 3rd, Jack Clark 4th, and Pat Casey in 5th. So Gary Young with an 82.8 just bumps out Jack Clark. And I think he's down there now. And we can hear from the American, Gary Young.
Gary, you're definitely one of the riders who managed to link all the features and to get a really good flow. So how important is that to have that?
That's pretty much what I do at contests. I just try to figure out how to make everything work together, and just stoked when it works out.
And tell me a little bit about the level of riding here tonight. I mean, it's definitely one of those contests where the level of progression gets pushed and pushed, isn't it?
Oh my goodness. Dudes like Pat Casey, that 5 whip to fakie, come on, who like just love that thing. And Maxime Chevron, like the whole crew. That dude Colton Walker did the bar spin, whatever that thing was. That's bonkers. So yeah, these dudes on a whole nother level.
And what does it take to win the contest here?
I think you got to do some twinkle toes on the railing. Drew might figure that out.
And one word about the crowd here in Tallinn. I mean, they're pretty incredible, aren't they?
Oh, every time we come out here to Tallinn, it's just an unreal crowd. Thank you guys so much for being so hospitable to us. This is... Oh, no, you guys, you're the best. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
He's quite literally speechless there, isn't he? Took the words from him. Amazing words from Gary Young. You know, the ever gentleman, you know, he's got enough good things to say about everybody else. And yet he beat them all and he's now in 3rd position. Well, he might be in 3rd position at the moment, but we still have 2 more heats. We're into the business end of the finalists. We're running these heats in reverse order. 8 riders still to go. Heat 5 will be next. Alex Colburn, Devon Smiley, Nick Bruce and Kevin Peraza all in there. And this is a heavy hitting heat as well, isn't it?
Alex Colburn is so much ability on his bike. He had a career-ending injury in 2013 at Red Bull Skylines. Broke the ball off of his femur bone, where it joins the pelvis.
Makes my stomach go a bit funny.
Yeah, he's come back stronger than ever, though. Doctors said he probably wouldn't ever ride again. He's proved them wrong. Big barrel roll over the box jump to start. Tail whip transfer. Great start to his run. He's keeping his speed.
He's charging.
360 backwards over the box jump. High on the vert wall. 720 bar spin. Perfect. Wow.
Double whip transfer.
360 double tail whip transfer. 2th hand on the rail. Things are heating up, Tim.
Well, I tell you what, that top spot from Colton Walker already looking a little bit threatened here.
Truck driver to 540.
Oh my goodness!
540 nose pick. Flare down whip with the switch tail whip. Double bar spin on the hip. 360 over the middle section. Flare on the blue section. Over ice.
Throwing in a cheeky little bar spin to finish. Couple of mistakes, feet down once or twice, but the level has been pushed, hasn't it?
Did you see the 720 bar spin right at the beginning of his run?
Absolutely perfect. Dictionary perfect it was.
2 360s with a bar spin in there, pulled perfectly.
Devon Smiley then 20 years of age from the USA, and he is smiling. Heat 5 of 6.
Really stylish street rider, Devon. Here he goes.
Wow, fakey
5 cab into the bank. It's a 540 rolling backwards into a 540. It's a peg grind up the rail to suicide no-hander.
Well, all these riders will have seen what's gone before them. Look at that, no brakes, just kicking the bike out there to scrub off that speed. Amazing stuff. 84 dead is what they have to beat if they want to be taking home the win here.
Wow.
Like I say, a lot of these riders will have seen what's gone before them. They'll know what they need to do at this point. Heat 5 of 6, only 8 riders remaining in this contest still to ride, and they get 2 runs in which to best what has gone before them. Oh!
I was going to say he was putting in a heavy bid there to beat the 84, but just came off on that backwards crooked. Loving the occasion though.
Perhaps need to go and perform a little bit of bike maintenance at the top with a hammer. An axe or a hammer.
Just throw it off.
Throw it, run it under a train maybe. All right, he gets the fist pump of enough respect.
Wow, what a qualifying run Nick Bruce had.
Indeed, 22 years of age from Youngstown in Ohio. Christian Stevenson put his neck on the line for this kid. He reckons he's got what it takes.
He's got a lot of big tricks, Nick Bruce. Loves a tail whip, loves a big 720s and stuff like that. Where's he going to start?
Here we go. His minute starts right now.
Bunny hop, backflip into the ramp to start. Hand plant on the vert wall. And off he goes. 360 backflip. Barrel roll up the step up. That's a good line, that. Double tail down into the hip. There's that flare down whip. Lands perfectly on that.
Bringing a lot of speed into this jump box here.
360 tail whip over the box. Keeping his speed. Oh, nice 270 tabletop. Flawless.
Flawless run. I mean, no mistakes. Is it harsh to say not the most difficult of tricks, what we've seen?
He did a lot of difficult tricks, but probably not his best tricks.
Yeah.
He did a straight 360 tail whip over the box. I know he's got more in the bag than that, but he'd be happy to stay on the bike and pull everything clean.
Well, it is 2 runs. That was the first run from him. Kevin Peraza.
One of the nicest guys on the scene, Kevin. His whole family ride bikes.
Do they?
Yeah. BMX family. Big Superman seat grab.
Yes.
270 tabletop. Wow.
absolutely flying around this course. Really nice line here.
Original lines.
Yeah. The Mexican. Ripping. Good energy.
Crowd love it.
Yeah.
Alley-oop flare.
Well, we're getting into the business end of these qualifiers, so these are the riders that did qualify higher up the list.
Oh, that was a opposite tail whip, looking to land fakey there.
What a
if
way
he'd
to
have pulled
finish
that,
it. Yeah, that was
he'd have pulled that, Tim.
quite literally the cherry on the cake.
He qualified first at last year's simple session, and then first trick out the back, crashed a huge front flip. But look at the standings.
Okay, well, there are the current standings. Clark, Young, Andreev, the Russian sneaked in, and Walker there in the top spot, 84 flat.
The top 5 being held by just park riders, actually, Tim. There's no street riders in the top 5.
Alex Colburn, huge front flip.
First front flip we've seen.
What's he got here?
360 triple
Triple
tail
whip.
whip. Oh my goodness.
Oh, and he's had a blowout.
Oh, so unlucky.
Gutted.
He's got a puncture.
Oh no, what a shame.
Such a great start to his run as well. Where's that hammer when you need it?
Where's the hammer? Oh, bike maintenance, absolutely gutted. He's going to be devoed.
Tim, like I was saying, did you notice in the standings there that the top 5 are park riders?
So you think the judges perhaps rewarding the bigger box tricks as opposed to the smaller, techier stuff on the rails?
At the moment it's looking that way. He's got an 84 to beat, Devon Smiley. Can he break into that top 5? Be the only street rider to do that. Nice 5 full cab into the bank.
He's lost the hat. Was that his special power going straight out the window?
Over toothpick on that spine-like quarter.
Held that for ages.
Wow, up crank arm to bar spin. Bar 180 up, a step up. Wow.
Oh.
Now that, might not look at it, but that was probably one of the hardest tricks we've seen. It was a 180 to switch pegs backwards on that rail. Super difficult because it's super blind to land into it. Not many people can do that. Devon making these impossible tricks look easy. Look at that.
Manuel, hold it.
Wow!
Oh!
Devon putting in a heavy bid to join that top 5.
Well, the crowd know what they've seen. They've witnessed a bit of brilliance there from Devon Smiley. He's breathing hard there.
The judges
What a
have
run.
hard time, aren't they?
Well, we'll see. We'll see what they make of it. Interesting you've spotted that about the top 5 all being park riders. It's, you know, contests like the Vans Rebel Jam, a street-only contest. You know, maybe there is a call for it to separate these disciplines. Is it, you know, a little bit like throwing ski jumping in alongside ski halfpipe, for instance?
It's a good analogy.
Two different disciplines almost.
Right, we've got Nick Bruce back in with a big... Just under-rotating there on that front flip.
He's going again. Is he? I don't know if he is.
Wow, technical trick to throw in there. Foot jam tail whip. Nice barrel roll over the blue box.
It's happened so slow.
Tail whip to fakie, landing backwards.
up and onto that vert wall.
Yeah, we've not seen that yet.
Out of that tiny kind of lip.
Flare tail whip, another big trick. Nice little invert, showing that he's got style as well. Well, Nick Bruce has crashed once during qualifying and finals.
Really?
Yeah, on the front flip.
That was it. Well, they'll still get a chance at best trick. One rider left, and that will be Kevin Peraza. This is the 5th heat, 4 riders. We then have the 6th and final heat of the session. Ryan Nyquist, Mike Varga, Larry Edgar, Drew Bezanson, all still to go in that 6th and final heat. Before all of that, though, this man, Kevin Peraza, has his 2nd and final run here at Simple Session. BMX Finals. We had a fantastic skateboard finals here earlier on today. Tim Ward and Baz Keek taking you through the proceedings at the Trondiba Arena, brand new arena.
Here we go, Kevin Peraza.
Trondiraba Stadium, excuse me.
Nice.
That was nice.
To the moon on that 360 table. 360 downside tail whip. Down whip into the vert wall, just landing a bit sideways. Nice original lines from Kevin.
His mom probably showed him how to do that. They all ride BMXs.
And there it is!
540! Huge!
Wow! 540 over the big box jump and lands bakey and pulls the revert perfectly. Such a big gamble, and here it is again with another 540.
At that speed as well, over that kind of distance. That is amazing. Look how pumped he is on that.
Yeah, that was awesome. Well done, Kevin.
I want to see that again. That was rad. Well, now's a good time to tell you about the Red Bull Event Analyzer. You can go back and relive these very best moments from Simple Session 15, redbull.tv. Get in there, log in. You can pick out your rider, you can pick out your run, and you can then share across social media. Well, Alex Colburn has gone and done the ultimate pit stop. He's changed that inner tube on that back wheel, and he's back ready to go. After that blowout earlier on, this is going to be his best trick, or last trick.
He's got some big tricks on this box jump. Big flip tail whip. 270 tail up to bar spin. He looks like he's finishing his last run before he does his last trick. After he got that flat tire. Tail up to foot jam. Bar spin to ice pick to toothpick to bar spin. That's a mouthful, wow. 900 to finish for Alex Colburn.
Boom.
Wow. Gets a puncture halfway through his second run, gets into the crowd, fixes it, gets back out and delivers an amazing run.
Finishing his run off. Fair play. Is that 900, yeah?
Big 900, look, just spinning as hard as he possibly can, looking for the landing there. As you can see, spots a landing, spins the last 360. Lands perfectly. Here's this bar spin. Lands back peg on the ice pick, goes to toothpick, and then spins the bars on the way in.
Right, are we going last trick now? Let's see. Giving Alex Colburn a chance to catch his breath before we, I say we, it's not me, but before the organisers, the judges, make him drop in and rock out that last trick.
I know he's got some world firsts to show at some point. It's whether he decides to bring them out tonight, Tim.
Come on, tell us, what's he got? What do you know? What has he got in that arsenal of his? Are these riders dredging their trick bags? I mean, you know, a minute seems like a long time to be out there trying to throw down tricks, or literally do they have that many tricks that they can just pick out any tricks they want out of that bag?
Riders like Alex Colburn have got a massive bag of tricks, and yeah, like you said, they can go to any of these big tricks. They could choose technical tricks, but yeah, it just depends what they think the judges are going to like the best.
One more. He's just chilling. I'm just hanging out here.
It's not all.
No big deal. I'm just hanging out. Devon Smiley, 20 years of age. Got 7th here in 2014. That's last year. He's going for a fakey bunny hop over that rail, riding backwards. Quarter pipe, excuse me. Got a little bit of a limp on the go, but still seems to be stopping him. Yeah, I'll do it again. And you can see actually it's raised. That's
yeah. He's got like a foot high bunny hop to hop over, but he's going to do that backwards, so he can't see what he's hopping over. So super technical trick this.
Just appreciate how difficult this is, moms and dads.
Here it is. 180, rolling backwards, hop bar spin.
Bar spin!
Wow! What a final Devon Smiley has had.
He's happy with that. He is happy with that.
Oh my goodness. I wonder if we're going to get a replay on that, because that was...
Talk us through it. Fakey, bunny hop bar spin.
Here he is, 180, lands backwards. So he's heading into this blind. He's got a bunny hop, backwards, spinning the handlebars around, catching them last minute, lands backwards, and then just reverts around.
Oh my goodness. That is
going
insane.
on. Here you can see that he can't really see that he has to hop blind backwards, spins the handlebars around, pulls it perfectly.
Well, there you go. Spoke earlier about the event analyzer. Get on there, click that one out, and share that with your friends. That was insane. Well, let's see what the judges make of it. 7th last year, the Street Rider, and you said it earlier just before his first run. Can he be the first Street Rider to break into that top 5? So far, this contest being dominated by park riders.
I personally think Devon did enough to break into the top 5.
But putting your neck on the line like that, Baz, you're just really throwing it out.
I'm not a judge though, Tim.
There you go.
What does Nick Bruce want for his final trick?
What's he thinking? Come on, Nick. Taking his time.
We saw that front flip attempt in his run. Just under-rotated.
I'm waiting with bated breath here. I really don't know what's going to happen.
Psyching himself up.
Come on, dude. You got this. Maybe he's been put off with the kid in a set of fuchsia jeans. That's the colour fuchsia.
Where is he heading? Heading towards the box jump. I think he's looking for the barrel roll downside tail whip. Looks like he's hurt himself.
Close up on the bike. Wonder if that bike needs any maintenance. Get a sledgehammer to it. Seems to be the order of the day. Oh, he's experiencing the phenomenon known as being incredibly hurt but not wanting to show it in front of thousands of people. Well, we said it before, these BMX riders, they just drop his bike on the floor, don't worry about it. These BMXers, different breed, they really are. Most men would burst. He's going again. Come on, Nick Bruce. You can do this. Any normal man would quite literally have burst into pieces like a Lego man dropped from a building, 4th-story building. But he's up and he's going to give it another go.
It's always harder to go back and try a trick again once you've taken a heavy slam like that.
Yeah.
It knocks the confidence a lot.
I know a lot of the times these sports do get compared to football or soccer, depending on where you are in the world, and you see a lot of the play acting that goes on in football. Well, I think they need to get all of the footballers in the world to come and watch a simple session.
Get them out there.
Get them out riding. Get them out there riding. Because actually, the slam that this dude just took, goodness gracious. And he's up there, he's shaking it off, and he's like, right, watch this.
He's taking his time, he's getting the crowd behind him. He deserves the crowd support.
Yeah, nothing like a little bit of an ego stroke to push you over the line. Come on, dude.
Whatever it is, it's going to be massive. Nick Bruce is no stranger to releasing the big tricks at these big occasions.
Coming in with a bit of a straighter line into the jump. A sharp intake of breath from Sebastian Keep.
That was scary to watch, wasn't it?
That's pretty scary to watch. I don't even know what he was going for.
It looked to me like he's trying to backflip decade. Yeah, which is what Pat Casey's capable of.
So he does a backflip, but what happens is he spins around the bike. The bike stays going forwards and he spins around it whilst holding onto the handlebars. One more. Come on. What is this man made of? Get him in the new Superman versus Batman movie. That's where he needs to be. Goodness gracious, what is he made of?
Oh, Tim.
Well, he wants something, doesn't he? I heard he's calling it. They want to check him over. They're like, let me see this. The talent, medical staff, give him a rinse off. Well, it's a shame, and I think we'll see that, but fair play. The backflip decade from Nick Bruce, and it leaves us with Alex Colburn to have a go at his last trick, and perhaps Kevin Peraza as well. There he is, Kevin Peraza. He's going to go for it.
The nicest guy on the scene, Kevin. Absolutely loves everything about BMX. Just enjoys it so much.
He's got a smile that attracts butterflies. And he's getting in for this.
So much ability. Here he is. He's heading in for some speed. Oh my goodness.
Is that decade 180? No. What was that?
Oh,
that was ridiculous.
He's looking to do a 540 decade.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, he's not a million miles from that. Well, we spoke about progression before this and what this event does. We heard Gary Young being interviewed talking about progression, up in the ante. Colton Walker, whatever he did earlier on, absolutely ridiculous. There seems to be something in the water here in Tallinn that's pushing these riders to the next level. But yet again, simple session 15, not disappointing, and the progression level just being pushed through the roof.
A lot of riders opt into land fakie for their final tricks because they know the judges are going to realise that landing fakie is a lot harder. I've never seen this one pulled before, Tim.
Well, we saw an insane 540 midway through his run on his second run. Full speed, clean over the gap, 540, 1.5 rotations, landed fakie or backwards, whichever you want to call it. What has he got here for his last trick? Kevin Peraza. No.
Just missing the pedals. So he's looking at landing backwards, going so fast.
And jumping 20 metres.
It's a shame he couldn't land.
Yeah, one more. Come on, everyone, join in. One more. One more. Let's stay all night. We've got all night. The crowd here being treated to a dictionary definition display of BMX skullduggery. Last trick session in heat number 5. 4 riders still to come. The results stand: Colton Walker, 84 points. Kostya Andreev from Russia, 83. And Gary Young from the USA, 82.8. That is your current top 3. However, we've not had the scores in from heat 5. Who you're currently watching. This boy, last trick, Kevin Peraza, come on! Oh, that was a heavy landing.
Trying to go 540 with a decade in there, land backwards. Oh my goodness, Kevin Pereza trying the impossible here at Simple Sessions.
I think that definitely took the wind out of his sails, that last one. And so the man that experienced a puncture, a blowout during his second run, Alex Colburn at the UK. 360 triple whip he had, didn't he? In the start of that second run. He's now coming in for his last trick. He's got some big tricks. He's got a formidable beard. My goodness, he looks like he should be in the Ark, saving animals from an impending flood.
I think he wants 270 bar spin over to ice on that spine-like quarter.
All right, let's see it.
Yep. 270 with a bar spin in the middle, landing on his back peg on the other side of the coping, and then going to hop back into the ramp, and I'm pretty sure he wants to throw a bar spin as he comes in.
Oh, that went a million miles off.
If anyone can do it, Colborne can do it.
Come on, let's give him one more. Let's see this. Yes. Oh.
See his hands twitch. He wanted to throw another bar spin on the way in. Already that was a super difficult trick, but to want the bar spin at the end, just cream on top.
Well, there we go. We're not going to see it again from him, so that will be his final effort. Alex Colburn. And let's relive some of these replays from the earlier runs. 2 runs in Heat 5 from these 4 riders. And you've got to say, Baz, yet again, it didn't disappoint, did it?
Here's that backwards to full cab from Devon Smiley. And here's that bunny hop backflip in from Nick Bruce.
He worked hard to get that round.
360 backflip all slow mode and corked out there. And look at this. Massive double tail whip transfer landing into the hip. And here's that flared opposite down whip, lands dead perfect in on that quarter pipe. And look at this big stretch Superman seat grab from Kevin Pereza. And here's that front flip from Alex Colborne. Spots the landing, levels out. And look at this 360 triple tail whip. Lands perfect there, keeps his speed. And look at this, sliding up the rail on his crank arm to bar spin out from Devon Smiley. Here's that flare. What a final.
What a final. This is Heat 5.
And look at
There's
this.
that 540 pick of the tricks for me, that one.
Unbelievable.
All right, we're going to give Nick Bruce... we're going to see Nick Bruce again? No, maybe we're not. I'm not sure what's happening here. Well, 6th and final heat then. We've had 24 of the world's finest BMXers contesting the Simple Session, partnered with Lion and GoPro here in Tallinn. 24 riders, 10 countries, 2 runs with the best run counting. We've got 4 riders in the final heat. Heat number 6 still to go. The current scores at the moment: Colton Walker in first place at the moment with an 84. Kostya Andreev in second with an 83, and third place Gary Young with 82.8. But has anybody from Heat 5 done enough?
That's the big
question. Come on, judges.
I think Devon Smiley could creep in and take the top spot.
You did say that.
He did enough for me, Tim. He
Well, it
rode.
was a heavy hitting. When you think back to that heat, a lot of big hits came in.
Yep.
Nick Bruce as well had some absolute flyers. And Colburn had the 360 triple whip. Admittedly, had a blowout. He went and fixed that. He came back, and like you say, he came back 15 minutes later and just seamlessly went into the second half of his run.
That 360 triple whip again was just pulled perfectly, and Kevin Perez as well with that 540 over the box, landing backwards.
That was a heavy heat.
Yeah,
that was a heavy,
really
heavy heat.
But I'm looking forward to the judges' scores. I definitely think Devon Smiley could have creeped in there.
Would you look at that? So Nick Bruce in 4th, Devon Smiley in 3rd, you called it. Alex Colburn in 2nd, and Kevin Peraza has vaulted straight into 1st place, and Colton Walker has gone from 1st to 5th in 1 heat.
Wow, we have a street rider in our top 3.
Absolutely incredible, and I think Kevin Peraza is down right now to be interviewed.
Kevin, you just taken over the lead. Tell me how you're feeling right now.
It's unbelievable. I went in here today with an open mind, just having a good time. Everyone's been killing it, so it's like pretty much made all the nervous go away. Like, I was super excited. Went in, did a good first run, came back. 2nd run, just a little sketchy. Fell on a 540 yesterday in qualifiers, came back, pulled it in my run. That just made me so much more hyped. And then for best trick, I want to try 540 down over a decade, catch 180, and like gave it a couple of goes, whatever, and then came out here, threw up all my breakfast because I was so dizzy and beat up. But I'm having a good time, and I can't believe I'm in 1st right now. This is crazy. Thank God.
And tell me, of the last 4 guys now, who are the ones? Is it Drew that you fear the most at the moment?
We don't fear each other. We're all friends. So, as we say, we're all here to support each other and support the event. Good events like these and good people and good vibes. Thanks for everyone that's watching, everyone that's here today. Simple session is sick. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Well, credit to his parents right there. What a nice dude. Talking about this event being as, you know, progressive as it is. They are friends, and it's all about good events, and good events breed good BMXing.
Kevin Perez summing up BMX there, wasn't he?
Absolutely. Right, well, it's not done by any means. We've just seen Colton Walker go from 1st to 5th in the blink of an eye. And is Kevin Peraza going to go from 1st to 5th in the blink of an eye here? Because Heat 6, the top 4 qualifiers from yesterday, Ryan Nyquist, Mike Varga, Larry Edgar and Drew Bezanson, an all North American final with the Canadians and the Americans in here, and the defending champion, Drew Bezanson, will go last. They will have seen all that's gone before them. But this man, the old statesman, the old god, the godfather, Ryan Nyquist, and you said it in the car on the way here, just never count him out.
Massive star, isn't he, Ryan Nyquist? He's got so much experience, and he's never lost a simple session. He's been here twice before and won both times. He's looking to get his 3rd win here. Fun stat of the day, he's old enough to father 13 of our finalists today.
That's not a fun stat, that is the best stat I have ever heard. He could father 13 of the finalists.
It's a true fact.
That is good, and that's legally. He could legally father them.
So much experience, 2 brakes on his bike, always one to watch, Ryan Nyquist. Come on, Ryan.
Nice guy as well, never far from a smile, will always give you a good answer in an interview. Super positive about BMX, a real...
Oh! Backflip double bar, 270 double bar to start off with. Rocket, suicide no-hander. Great start to his run from Ryan Nyquist. Big channel gap.
Oh! A bike would have killed somebody over the other side of that thing. Luckily there's no one there.
We saw the 270 there in qualifying. He was looking for the, I think it was the 450. Come on, Ryan.
Well, different lines from Ryan.
Rocket, no-handed 360 there. Switch-handed 270. Raising the roof there.
There we go. Good work from Ryan Nyquist, who qualified in 4th place.
Such an amazing rider. This is our final heat, Tim. These riders are not going to hold anything back.
they'll have seen what went down with Heat 5 there. They'll have seen how all 4 of those riders pushed each other and delivered. They basically delivered. They washed the top 4 clean out and took it apart. Kevin Peraza, Alex Colburn, Devon Smiley and Nick Bruce, all first, second, third and fourth respectively. And so this heat, the final heat, Heat 6, know that it can be done. And Mike Varga,
big 720 to start his run.
Proper dictionary definition perfect as well. Full on 2 rotations, 2 full 360s.
Only 18 years old, Mike Varga. Wow, perfectly smooth 360 double whip to late bar spin.
Almost like a 900 on the hip there as well. Cranking that round. 9th place last year. Oh!
It's a really nice kid, Mike. I bumped into him in the airport on the way over. He's just stoked to be here, stoked to be travelling the world riding his BMX.
Who'd have thought it, eh? A bit of BMX riding will get you travelling the world. It's a good advert for any kids out there thinking of taking up BMXing as a profession. Get on it. Get practicing. Down your local skate parks and shred, and who knows, next year we could see you lot here.
But no, going back to what you were saying, these riders in this last heat have had a big advantage watching the rest of the field. They get to see what's been done and then maybe figure out what they need to do to stay on top.
Larry Edgar, then 21 years of age.
I tell you now, nobody goes higher than Larry Edgar. Big 360 to start his run. Big flare on that step up. Big smile on his face. Look out for the box. Huge opposite 360 look back. Massive double tail whip.
Good flowing run from Larry. He's in every part of the course. 88.2 is the score to beat.
Look at that. 360 invert so upside down it looked like a backflip. Tooth hanger on the flat bar. Flare on the little quarter. Really good run from Larry Edgar.
Smile looks like he's run out of steam a little bit here. Oh, tiny little flare. Salutes the crowd. He's pumped. All right, good work from the man from California, 21 years of age, but next in a man who has won 4 of these events, a Canadian, just 25 years of age, Red Bull rider, Drew Bezanson, the current defending champion, did exactly what was needed and qualified in first place. And there he is, he's on the other side of the rail. That's not him in the green t-shirt, by the way. That's him with the bike there.
Drew Bezanson always starts his run from the highest point on the course, and here we go. He looks like he's going to caveman off of the rail. You've got to be kidding me. Wow. Straight into an alley-oop turn down, and he is charging. Big truck driver transfer. Tooth hanger on the rail.
Well, he's absolutely flying. Is this wall ride back into the quarter pipe? Oh,
Big
turn down in.
Big pullback turn down.
Nice.
Nice barrel roll. 360 nose bump.
First person we've seen to ice pick at the top of that vert wall.
Yep.
Oh! Just slipping the pedals on the alley-oop.
He's got to finish with something good. Nice flare.
Little corner there. There we go. Drew Bezanson, then the fist pump. So 88.2 Peraza from Mexico, currently in first. Alex Colborne from the UK, 87.8, currently in second. Devon Smiley, a street rider nonetheless. There, 86.6. And Nick Bruce from the USA, 85. That's your current top 4. We are currently watching Heat 6 of 6, the final 4 riders here in Tallinn, Estonia. And this man, Ryan Nyquist, with the score to beat, 88.2, will have his second and final bite of the apple. His chance to deliver. Here it is, the Godfather. And I tell you what, those elbow pads don't look like they've had much use.
He is heavy in concentration mode, Ryan Nyquist. Fell off in his first run. You don't really see Ryan crash often. Oh, triple truck drive on the box jump to start.
Funny, in the interview you did with him, he spoke about that saddle being nice and like that seat post. He's got it up there so he can...
There's that
big transfer, he's dropped it again.
You can see the frustration there. He pulled that twice in qualifying.
Just about to say his bike control and how he can grip that bike and keep it between his knees.
Come on, Ryan. I think we're going to see that big 270 transfer. He hasn't pulled it yet in the final. He's heading towards the box jump. No foot can bar spin. Wow.
Good skills. Good skills.
Steps off of the side of the bike and then looks to his right and spins the handlebars around and then steps back on. Casually done by Ryan.
Casual. Whilst 7 meters in the air. Or 21 feet.
The big question is, Tim, have any of these riders in the last heat done enough to knock Peraza off the top spot?
I really don't know. I really don't know. Mike Varga, the young Canadian, 18 years of age. What has he got?
It's going to have to be big.
Couldn't quite hold that front flip earlier on. Nearly overcooks the 720.
He's held it together though. He's going to need to use more of the course. And nice big carve over the vert wall, heading towards the box jump. 360 bar spin to the late switch down whip. 450 bar spin on the hip.
He's looking good so far. We had the front flip here earlier on.
Double truck.
Ops for the barrel roll. Back flip. Call it what you will.
Flare bar spin on the quarter. A lot of these park riders, Tim, have rode amazing, have done some amazing tricks, but I feel like a lot of them have looked very similar to each other. Whereas some of the guys like Alex Kennedy, Brock Rayford, Devon Smiley, some of the street riders really mixed it up and showed versatility in their riding. But still, he's had a great final, Mike Varga.
When you're looking at tricks like 720s and, you know, backflip whips, backflip bar spins, what have you, if you're doing them on the same jumps, you need to be going the right speed to do it, and they do end up looking a bit samey, don't they?
Yeah, if you're doing a flare whip on a quarter that everybody else has done a flare whip on the same quarter, you're gonna have to take it somewhere else or look for a transfer or something. But here we got Larry Edgar in with his second run with a big Superman up that step up. He's got a lot of speed now. No one goes higher than Larry Edgar. Massive table transfer, just losing his foot in there. He's going to go big on this quarter. Massive invert. See?
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
There we go.
See something a bit different.
Make a nice picture. Get that on Instagram a little later. Hashtag Simple Session 15, hashtag Red Bull TV.
Definitely doing his own thing out there. Big 360 down that step down. Super scary to do that. throw in a hot tail whip on the way in.
There he goes, salutes the crowd, takes a sharp intake of breath, almost resigns himself to the fact that, well, you know, I qualified in second place, not sure if I can make top 5. It was a good run. I think he'll make top 5 with that.
He's had a great final. He's just showed that he's an original rider. He didn't do the same as everyone else. He went higher than anyone's gone on that quarter pipe. But Drew Bezanson.
Here we go, 88.2 to beat the defending champion. Wants to make it 5 from 5. Can he do it? Bringing a lot of speed in here for this first.
The pressure is on right now, Drew Bezanson. This is what you've got to pull this wall ride. If you want to stay on top, Drew, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to pull this. The pressure is on.
How much will that have damaged his score?
Not too much, I don't think. Remember, Kevin Perez took a crash.
Yeah.
And here he is. He's going to need a lot of speed
to get back into this.
That's a massive... Oh, he's done it. Virtually impossible to pull all the way back and get both wheels in. It's like a 10-foot deck up there.
Big flare across that transfer as well into the jump box. 7 seconds left. He's not going to get as many tricks in this second run. Superman.
The judges are going to have a hard time. I'm not sure if it's good enough to knock Kevin Perez off, but that wall ride is definitely something to consider. Huge wall ride on that fence. He's the only one to do that this weekend.
All right, well, I'm going to put my neck on the line right now. I do not think that is going to be enough. I just don't think it is. Kevin Peraza had an incredible run. It flowed. He had the fluidity. Plus he threw in a 540 mid-run at 60 miles an hour. So last trick then. What have these guys got for their final tricks?
At the end of the day, Tim, it's not about who's the best rider. It's about who's the best rider right now. Simple session, 15, final runs.
In your eyes, who's the best rider? Who's been the best rider today then, Sebastian?
Are you asking me that question?
I just want to force an error. Come on, Ryan. Let's enjoy the statesman here. Lot of speed.
720 bar spin. The crowd loving it.
That was sick. He was pumped with that as well.
Yes, Ryan. That was a lazy 720 bar spin. The way he just kind of leant into it. We're going to get slow-mo on that right now. Here he is, spinning the first rotation, waits for the second rotation, throws the bars round twice. 720 double bar spin, catches it. Lands perfectly up on the top of the landing there.
I asked him actually in the taxi on the way here. Shared a taxi with him, and I said, you know, no offence, you're really old. How on earth do you find the enthusiasm to keep going? And he said, I just love BMX. He just loves BMX.
Fair enough.
Sometimes finds it hard, but he just loves riding his bike. And man, to find the inspiration after all those years to still get out there and throw it on the line, you're doing pretty good, aren't you?
720 double bar spins at 36 years old.
Fair play. Fair play. All right, Mike Varga then for his last trick. What has he got? Simple session 15, presented by Lion and GoPro.
Nyquist looks like he wants more.
Is he going in again? What's he got?
They always play this song whenever Nyquist rides.
House of Pain.
Raising the roof.
He's going for something. He's going again, look. I'm not sure what they want from him. Last tricks here.
Loving it, isn't he, Tim?
This is live from Tallinn, Estonia. Ryan Nyquist in on this jump box.
Lots of speed. No foot can to late bar spin. to 270, half bar spin to finish.
Half bar spin.
What a treat it has been watching Nyquist ride. Absolute legend.
That's a term that gets bandied around quite a lot, but he is a living legend, isn't he? He's done a lot for BMX. Fair play, good skills.
It's heating up in here. We've got last tricks in the last heat, simple session 15. It's going to get wild in here.
Well, we've just seen our 4 final riders, Ryan Nyquist, Mike Varga, Larry Edgar and Drew Bezanson, all throw down their 2 runs. We're currently on last trick. This is simple session 15, live from Estonia, from Tallinn, the capital. And you've got to say, it's been pretty epic, to say the least. If you're just getting in from work, if you're just waking up, if you're just getting home from work, then don't worry. Catch up again, redbull.tv. You can relive all of the very best moments, and also there's an analysing kind of feature on there, and you can clip out the best bits, send your favourite riders, share it on your social networks, or if you just want to sit back with a cold beer and relive the best bits, you can do that as well. But this is final last trick time for the final 4 riders of the event. Oh! Wow! Mike Varga!
Casually dropped a 900 bar spin to finish his simple section.
That was ridiculous.
Here we're going to go replay of this. So heads towards that quarter, spins as hard as he can, throws the bar spin and just scrapes that last 540 round, tucks out and lands dead smooth.
Surprised himself there. Look at that. He cannot believe it.
Wow, 900 bar spin.
Well, if you are new to the sport of BMX, if you've stumbled upon us and perhaps you've seen one of your friends post their watching simple session and you've clicked through and you've joined us here, Red Bull TV, and you're trying to understand what's going on, well, it's not like figure skating, where if they fall, they're done. The progression of these sports, it's helped by events like this. You know, okay, they might not land it first go, but get up and have another go. The crowd are behind them. More importantly, all of the fellow riders are behind them. The last thing these guys, you know, say for instance, Mike Varga goes for that and falls over. All of the other riders, they want to see him land that. They want to see the sport progressing. You know, it's not like, say for instance, if that happened in ice skating, everyone would be stoked. Yes, they fell over. But here, it's get up, get another go, and that's all the riders are behind. They want to see the sport being progressed, and it's events like this that help the bar get pushed in BMX.
BMX teaches you the most valuable lesson in life, Tim.
What's that?
When you fall, you get back up again.
There you go. Well, he's pumped with that. He's happy. It'll be a nice plane journey home for him. But where will it put him on the leaderboard? He did qualify in 3rd position. To get into 3rd position, he needs an 86.7.
Larry Edgar, the Vans rider, looking for his last trick. He's had an incredible experience at Simple Sessions. He's been the rider to watch all weekend. And here we go, heading towards the box jump. Massive triple tail whip, stomped perfectly. Wow. Jerry Badders will be screaming back in California right now. Holy smokes. Massive 360 invert to late no-hander with a smile on his face. Larry Edgar.
Well, you said at the start, known for going massive, and he's proved you right there.
Here's the slow-mo on that triple tail, kicking it once, kicking it twice, and round for the 3rd time, looking for the pedals. Right foot on, left foot on, stomped perfectly. Here's that triple tail from a different angle. Looked like a helicopter there, didn't it, Tim?
Creating its own gravitational pull, who's spinning that fast. Larry Edgar then. All right, so into our final rider for the last trick of Simple Session. We still don't know these scores. Has the Canadian, the defending champion, Drew Bezanson, done enough? I really don't know. He's got this last trick to pull now, and he's up there again.
But let's leave it to the judges, Tim, because look at where Drew Bezanson has gone. Back to the top.
A wave for the crowd. His mom would be having kittens right now. She probably is having kittens watching this.
He needs something massive to take the win, I think, Tim, and he knows that. That's why he's starting on the highest perch on the course. It's going to be something we haven't seen all weekend. You can feel the tension, can't you? Here we go. It's going to have to be big. Oh my! Wow! Caveman to late bar spin off of the highest railing on the course. Drew Bezanson has put in a heavy bid to try and take Kevin Perez off the top spot.
Look at that as well. We just spoke about.
Let's go to see. Grabs the handlebars, spins the bars around and catches them perfectly. If he'd have missed the grips on that, look. That would have been a long night if he'd have crashed that.
He'd have put the bike through his chest. All right, well, oh man, it's hard. It's tough. I don't know what to say here. His heart's beating. I don't think he knows if he's done enough.
It's a tough one. We got a slow-mo here. Here's a slow-mo of Nyquist's backflip triple bar spin. Oh, he almost missed the bar there. And here's that rocket no-handed 360. Just jumping on the back pegs and back to the pedals. Here's that 720 from Mike Varga looking for the landing.
Super nice style from that kid. Everything he did was clean and nice.
Here's that 360 double tail whip to late bar spin.
Yeah.
Here's that front flip. Look at his eyes now as he spots the landing. Looks down, sees the landing, straightens up. Big flare from Larry Edgar.
Well, I'm not too sure which way this is going to go. So currently, as it stands, Kevin Peraza in first, Alex Colburn in second, and Devon Smiley with an 86.6. Just waiting for the results to come in from the judges. Drew Bezanson.
Ice pick in the top of the wall ride.
Only person to do that.
There's a triple truck from Ryan Nyquist. And here's that big Superman from Larry Edgar.
Using all of his core strength to pull his body back onto that bike. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed the BMX skullduggery on display here, courtesy of the world's finest. Simple Session 15 has not disappointed, but the question on everyone's lips is it 5 times for Drew Bezanson?
Oh my word, did you see that? That was a 360 invert looking like a backflip there from Larry Edgar. Drew Bezanson had a good run.
He did have a good
run.
Really
good run. Just, is it enough? There's that no-foot can bar spin from Ryan Nyquist.
Well,
wow.
I'll tell you at home, right now, ladies and gents, you are being treated to a plethora of slow-mos because we're still waiting for the scores to come in.
Look at the size of that air from Larry Edgar.
The judges,
sorry, Tim.
no worries, the judges still haven't decided.
I've never done this before.
We're just waiting for the results to come in. Heat 5, we saw Kevin Peraza, Alex Colburn and Devon Smiley bump out the top 3. All 3 of them from Heat 5 bumping everybody out. What is going to happen here?
No matter what happens, the judges have not got it easy. Drew Bezanson, with that caveman to bar spin there at the end of his last run, placed a heavy bid to knock Pereza off the top spot. It's anyone's final, this. He looks happy with himself.
All right, well, if you want to relive any of the best moments from this event, get yourself to redbull.tv. The event analyzer on there, you can relive all of the very best moments. Clip out the runs that you like, clip out the tricks that you like and share them across your social media platforms. That man right there, Drew Bezanson, is waiting. Is it enough? Has he done enough to make it 5 in a row? He doesn't know. The crowd here don't know. He takes a swig from that Red Bull as he tries to get a little bit of hydration back in that body. These guys have worked so hard all day since coming out here for practice this morning. All day yesterday with qualifications. And we're waiting. We have the results in. So there we go. Drew Bazanzan does it 91.6. Mike Varga 90.4. It's on the screen here. Has he noticed? Has he noticed down there? I don't think he has. There he is. He's noticed. Drew Bazanzan left it late, but he's done enough. 91.6 goes into the 90s, pushed all the way by Mike Varga, fellow countryman, the Canadian. 90.4 for second. And Kevin Peraza, well, judging by the smile on his face, 88.3. He'll be happy with third. And as we can see, we've got the man down there, and we can hear from the winner now.
Drew, congratulations. 5th time you win this event. Tell me how you're feeling right now.
I'm speechless. This was a personal goal, but at the same time, all I wanted to do is put a good show on for everybody because you guys have been so great to me. I love Talon. I love coming back here, and man, the energy in this building is what I live for, and I can't thank each and every one of you for making it possible.
Tell me, what was going through your head when you did that drop? Drew, tell me what was going through your head when you did that drop into the quarter. I mean, that was pretty insane, really.
Yeah, it was kind of just something I thought of, and I thought it would work because I had the time falling in. But I don't know, it was a lot of time up there thinking, like, should I or should I not do this? And it's simple session, and I usually always try to go out with a bang, so I didn't have a choice. I had to put it on the line, and I'm stoked it worked. I'm in one piece.
And one word about the level of riding in general tonight. I mean, all the guys really, really pushed it, and that must sort of push you as well to give it your best, really, isn't it?
Of course, when I see my friends do what they want to do, it just gets me stoked to try to go out there and land something just for them. Like, I don't know, this is a special building, and like just this contest alone, it brings out the very best in BMX because, I don't know, it's just the energy, and between the course that Nate designs, like, there's endless possibilities on this thing, and that's why Simple Session is so good.
Drew, congratulations and thanks a lot.
You're watching Simple Session with our partners Lion and GoPro on Red Bull TV. And like my grandma Fanny said, Lord have mercy, my stars, goodness gracious, what an amazing BMX final. Corbin, man, be still my beating heart. That was phenomenal.
Unbelievable what just went down there. We saw Kevin. He came out, we saw him get around the course. I've never seen anyone get around a course like that with so many lines. You said it before, it looked like someone at their home park, but no, this guy hasn't ridden this park before. And Drew, are you kidding me? Right at the end when he really needs to get through, he pulls the rabbit out of the hat.
Well, he went for the biggest, that shouldn't be possible right there.
This was the wall ride he pulled first, but once Kevin came through, he knew that he had to go bigger and better to try and get that #1 position.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, because he slammed going for it the first time, and then he went back. I was like, has he done enough to beat Kevin Peraza? And then you had Mike Varga nipping at his heels, and Mike pushed him up, and it was Drew, Mike Varga, and then Peraza moving down into third. So we're going to go check out what's happening down at the podium. Oh, we're going to look at the last trick, so let's check that out.
Yeah, this is unbelievable.
Yes,
I can't wait to see it again. I want to see this replay. As he said earlier on, he got to the highest point in the stadium, jumped off it, caveman bar spin. Are you kidding me? He said he lives for it. He breathes for it. This is why he rides. That's what it's about.
With the energy he has created in that crowd here in Tontiraba Arena, you could light this city of Talon for 2 weeks with that energy. All right, so we're going to head down to the podium and check out our top 3. Oh. Are we not going to the okay, we're not going to the
Not
podium.
ready for the podium yet. I mean, let's keep talking. I also want to have a chat about Ryan Nyquist. I mean, one of the most decorated athletes in BMX, still out there. You heard the crowd. He used up his 3 best tricks, or tricks that we like to call it. They were so cool. Even if he does the littlest tricks, everyone just loves Nyquist. You know, something about Nyquist, maybe because he's been around for so long. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, he's 36 years of age. He's been doing it for a really long time. It's like a blender watching those bar spins, but he's got all these crazy technical tricks on lock, but he does them super big. You know, he is one of the masters when it comes to, you know, BMX contests. Mike Varga, beautiful to watch out there. But also, there was so many, you know, Colton Walker, Kevin Peraza, Nick Bruce, Devin Smiley, one of the only street guys to get, he was actually in the top 3 for a bit there. That was good to see.
Yeah, let me tell you right now, he has to be one of my new favorite riders coming out of this contest. Obviously, I don't get to see a lot of BMX riders get around, but that kid, one of my favorite. Devin, the technical ability that he has and is doing, unbelievable.
All right. Now, if you guys missed any of that, we do have the Red Bull TV Event Analyzer, and you guys can just load that up. It's an app. It's on the Red Bull TV website, and you can just check out all the action from today's event. The BMX Finals and the Skateboard Finals are happening earlier today. It's all there, so check it out. And then you can also share those best runs. You can share that crazy drop-in that you saw Drew Bezanson just undertake and land and nail and ride away and shoot the bad guy and get the girl and save the planet.
Is that what happens? That's how it goes. You can see it on the timeline there. It is pretty damn cool. Make sure you check it out on redbull.tv.
Okay, so we're going to go down and check out the podium. There they are. There's Daryl now, one of the live announcers with Catfish. And there's Kevin Peraza. You know, I actually thought he had it. And there's Mike Varga getting hugs from the announcers. Varga's got to be excited. Those guys won't be sleeping for weeks.
Yeah, I doubt that they've had sleep over the last couple of days, but these guys are going to be out tonight on the dance floor. Let me tell you that right now. He can't believe it right now, this guy. It is the man himself, Drew Bezanson. He's been here 5 times. He has now won it 5 times that he's been here.
That is unbelievable. He is undefeated here. Drew Bezanson from Canada, and also in his fellow countryman, Mike Varga. So 2 Canadians, 1-2 with the American Kevin Peraza in 3rd. He's got to be stoked to be back on that podium after slamming last year on that front flip.
Absolutely, yeah. I had a chat with him actually earlier on, and I said, were you hungry for it? He said, you know what? He said, as they go for it with the champagne, yeah, Kevin actually said to me, he said, you know what? Kevin actually said to me that he was really excited. It wasn't that he was hungry anymore. It's actually that he was just having fun.
Yeah, all right. So Kevin Peraza, congratulations getting 3rd. Mike Varga 2nd. Drew Bezanson getting 1st. A phenomenal BMX final. Make sure you check out that Red Bull TV Event Analyzer for all the action, and a phenomenal skateboarding final early on in the afternoon. What a day, what a weekend. Talent Estonia, thank you so much for bringing the awesomeness. All these guys traveling from all corners of the earth. Corbin Harris, it's been phenomenal working with you. Tim Woolward, Sebastian Keep, our color commentators. It's been a momentous occasion. Thanks for watching. Make sure you go fast, take chances. Remember, you can't get hurt in the air, and speed is your friend. We'll see you next year.